Here's a Mista and Glee. Calder had a flashback where his brainwashed brother was a dick and we all decided to protect our precious boy. Saray spent a while down in the crypts. MacLeod gives O'Leary a very important task, which is when she had that whole inner monologue.
Yes, that she's a good person. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Calder has a bad trip and sees his parents' name on a tombstone. O'Leary plays a beautiful song and the players all received a point of real-life inspiration. A mysterious shadow stands watching us all from far away, but luckily it was social distancing. We all head down to the crypts, then climb back out of the pit, then decide to climb back down into the pit, and we shake it all about and do the hokey pokey. MacLeod and Hawk have a moment. Oh, this just says, MacLeod and Hawk have a moment, and then I wrote down I do trust you. MacLeod, you really shouldn't. I have no joke, only feels. MacLeod and Dawdle have a bit of a kerfuffle about whether Dawdle is strong enough to lead, and Dawdle takes it very personally.
Oh, that wasn't even what the argument was about.
That's what I mean by she took it very personally.
Oh gosh.
It wasn't even if she was strong enough to lead. It's that she is a wizard and squishy and should not be in the front.
No, I know.
Oh. Oh, Dawdle. Me and you are gonna have some words.
What was it when we were playing Final Fantasy today and you were like, Mo, did you do this thing? It was like something like, Mo, do you have...
It was accept the next quest.
No, it was something today where it's like, oh, I didn't do that. And you just went, oh, I hate you. Oh, no, it was like...
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't want to teleport to this place. I'll just walk. It's a lovely day out. And you're like, you have so much money.
No, because Mo got given by a random person 500 grand in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, you can teleport to this place. And she was like, it's like 100 gold. I don't want to do that. And I was like, fuck, I cannot. You have 500,000.
You're like the person that doesn't ask for directions when you're lost in the car.
Oh, I am. No, absolutely. Directions are for quitters.
Oh my god.
This just says booby traps, because we had that whole thing where, like, we fell down and there was a monster and swallowed it back up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They hear crying in the passage beyond. Jinkies, Scoob. After discussing how dangerous this undead being most likely is, O'Leary decides to go ask it for some song requests. The figure is crying in front of a statue and says, I can't remember her name. The form floats in front of O'Leary and gives her a little Dementor's kiss. Now there's something strange and it don't look good, and phones haven't been invented yet, so we can't call anyone.
Good.
The dad jokes are complete.
I know.
Matt, want to help me pick out a gaming rig?
Yeah, babe. I got like a whole, like, my whole thing I still have saved of all the parts. Not a clue what any of them mean.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear the fan in the background?
No.
Nope.
No.
No, and we'll have a little bit of background recording on both, one way or another, so we'll be able to drown out those kind of sounds.
I can just hear this fan. My voice, because I'm a fan of you.
That's very good.
It was good.
All right, get the jokes out. Get them out now. The children that were scattered about the floor of the common room looked at the old man, waiting for a tale of faraway lands and heroic exploits. I suppose we were at the beginning then. The underdog, the grove, the sea, the palace, they all converged right there.
Harold, have you ever seen so many different kinds of people in such a big place? How hard could it be to find somebody that knows where Tailwind is?
You're a miracle, boy.
I shake my head and quietly to myself say, there's no such thing as miracles.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a running start. I'll count to 30. 1, 2.
30, and then I'm gonna run at him and attack him.
You told me your history. I was born on that boat. Huh? That chip that your friend is dissecting.
I absolutely hate how chipper you always are.
And it'd be a good look on you, though.
If it's a riddle, I want to solve it. If it's a lock, I want to open it.
I'm a holy woman, and I'm looking for things that were taken from me and my people.
They could not begin to fathom the situation that they found themselves in. MacLeod. Spread before you are a number of brass gears. They're worn and aged. The tools that you have in your hand are illuminated by the lantern light that sits upon the wooden desk on the ship as it rocks slowly back and forth. You've lost track of where you've been. Your travels have taken you all across the Sword Coast, seeking the answers that you so desperately wish to find. Your research has taught you a great deal about the ancient mages known as the Netherese, and how they once dominated all lands in their flying citadel cities, as they floated above the people, working their will upon them. Their power rivaled the gods. It eventually led to the Sundering. All of the ruins that you've walked across, all of the miles that you've traversed, every answer that you've found, it doesn't fill the emptiness. She's still gone. You can't replace her. And as you look at the gears in the light of the lantern, on that ship in the middle of the Sea of Swords, all you can think about is her. What do you do?
Has a moment, but fights it back and keeps working. Whatever it is, he doesn't matter how small it is, he just does something else.
Make an Arcana check at a disadvantage. That's a natural 1. Roll it again, please, MacLeod. It's a natural 20. How very on point for you.
How very MacLeod Mandorian.
The wrench in your hand slips off of the bolt that you are trying to dislodge, and it flies across the room, hitting the wall, and the gear cuts against your hand, and you are now bleeding. 2 drops of blood fall to the desk before you and land upon the parchment papers that you have spread out underneath the gears. You curse and reflexively pull the blueprints away so as not to drop blood upon them any further. Underneath is her map. What she had drawn. The small island that is marked here has a flurry of notes and annotations across it. longitudes and latitudes that have been scribbled out. But beneath it, written in the common tongue, above what is an elvish script, Teowin, one of the kingdoms of Evermeet. The isle that the elves created when they retreated from the world to shelter themselves against the harshness of this reality. Their magical kingdom protected from the woes of the world. Splendid palaces, endless, perfect fields, forests that grow without winter, all surrounded by some of the most powerful magic ever to be created. As a child, you and your sister wanted to find it. But now, you know that the secrets that it holds may set things right. Illyri, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. I need everyone else to roll their initiative.
That's a 22 in total.
And I got a 20.
Saray, what did you get?
I got a 13.
23.
Look at Calder up at the top.
As always, that's our son. My boy.
17.
17 for Gloom and Doom. MacLeod.
18.
Alrighty, for dexterity, Illyri got 15, and initiative.
Yeah, please.
Did it go through? Let's see.
No! You guys get to find out at the end of everything.
Not just that, you rolled a nat 1.
You rolled a natural 1, which means...
That's what the red means.
No, I don't know. There we go.
Yeah, it's very fitting. So you are actually going to be going absolutely last after everyone else. There is a fountain in front of you. It is an ancient, crumbling fountain that once was quite beautiful. And the statuary that sits atop it is that of a woman that doesn't look unlike the apparition that is floating around you. Flowing robes, long hair, but time has worn the face away, and many of the features, while once delicately crafted, are obscured by both dirt, dust, grime, and just time, as it has worn away any of those features to make it recognizable. Beneath it is a very large, open fountain that has a thick and grimy, wet opening, and within that is a deep, murky water. And on the very front, there are carvings and plaques all the way around the side of the fountain. There is a large stone door across the room and one behind you. And then there's the passage that you have all entered into. Within the chamber, you are now in the center of it, Illyri. Hawk, I believe you are standing in the doorway as well from the passage that you've just entered into. Followed by Calder, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay, and then if I am not mistaken, the rest of you were still within the passageway.
Yes, MacLeod pulled Hawk in, not necessarily in, but just out of the gaze of the beast, but yes.
And then June is right
so
behind
he's
them.
like, yeah. Because
Sorry,
the
I
other
heard
three of them
gaze
were
as a
talking.
noun.
This room would be a lot cooler if it was full of gays. All right.
Is the room not full of gays? Is that
This
Fair.
party is just our own
It's
personal
fair.
pride fest. Let's be real here.
Okay, so 15 was your dexterity saving throw, which is still very passable. However, you did roll a natural 1 on your initiative, and for flavor, you do break away from the grasp of this this ghostly apparition. However, as you break away from her cold, withering touch, you remember the pain that racked through your body as her hands reached out as she grabbed you and shrieked. And so you broke away and you fell to the ground right before this fountain that she has been floating in front of. And just to refresh all of your memories, this room is a large chamber that you've stepped into outside of the charnel pit. You've crawled your way through the mass of bones and remains that the carrion crawlers had gathered together to make their nest. You did, I recall now. Thank you, MacLeod. You pulled Hawk back, and so Hawk, you are kind of crammed into the opening of this tunnel. Really, Illyri is the only individual in this room now, and you've hit the ground, the dusty stone, with a heavy thud, and you lose all sense of direction for a moment as all that you see before you is this looming, wailing, ghostly figure. All right.
Am I able to say anything like as I'm laying there?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through initiative order. So Calder, Hawk is just his large form, armored form, has just kind of clattered back into you and bumps you, kind of pushing you back, and your hair flips magnificently in the tunnel. And as you regain a sense of where Illyri is, and you realize how much danger she truly is in. What would you like to do?
Well, how far away is she?
From you at this point, she's probably about 35 feet away.
Oh, that's a couple of feet. Well, considering she's probably going to need help quite soon, let's get ourselves over there, yeah? So, is she... I'm sorry, I can't remember. Is she like stunned in some way? Is that why she...
She certainly seems to be stunned, and as you look at her, I'll make a perception check for you. Yeah, there you go. Even when you're not rolling the dice, you're rolling the dice. So you do have a plus... let me check. You rolled a 16 on the die, which is going to get you what I wanted to tell you, but I just am curious, what is your bonus to perception?
To perception? 2.
2. So that's 18 on total. And so with an 18, you notice this like heavy, cold mist rising up from Illyri's shoulders where the apparition had grasped onto her. And so her, like right off of her chest is this wispy, almost steam, as if part of her body had been frozen.
Oh, gross. Not much that he can personally do about that, but let's try some like Captain Blood nonsense and see if I can go up and like stand in front of her at least.
Okay, so you're going to try to physically block Illyri. So you're Okay, so you're going to take a move action and just make your way across the space. You can do that. Your speed is actually 40 because you're very quick. You make your way across the space and interpose yourself in front of Illyri, blocking them from the apparition. The apparition is floating probably about 3 or 4 feet above you, and wailing as the misty, translucent blue glow of this woman in her gossamer robes kind of flails out with her hair as if it were in water. Yeah, so you stand there and you realize that she is terrifying.
Yeah.
So what I need you to do is to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, that's, let's see how that goes. Oh, not great.
Yeah. So you do make it to without looking. You kind of power through, charge into the room, and stand directly in front of this figure. And as the apparition floats there, her eyes connect with yours, and you feel this chill run down your spine. She is there, floating, and you immediately freeze in the place where you're standing. You have failed by more than 5. So, ouch.
Yeah. Well, sailors are very superstitious. This would probably be a great shock.
I need you to roll a d4, please.
All right, here we go.
Calder has one weakness, and it's superstition, but no other weaknesses.
You are, if I remember correctly, we had made you fairly young. You're in your 20s, right? Early 20s? So you feel this pull of energy as this apparition is draining your life. And you feel yourself go rigid, and you immediately start having these flashes of your past as they forcibly press themselves into your mind, and it's as if your memories are being bubbled to the surface as you look down at your hands and you see them slowly aging. Your hair begins to grow. You feel yourself growing stronger for a very brief moment, and then you feel yourself start to physically weaken, and you recall as a child the imagery of that ship, the Kraken's kiss, breaking the horizon line.
Black sails on the horizon to the west.
The panic and the worried look on your mother's face as she shouted commands across the deck as she marched back towards the helm, and your father picking up you and your brother and trying to pull you both forcibly away from her as you went below. And he slams you into a closet and closes the door, locking it. And you remember the sound of the lock, and as that lock turns and the metal in the door clicks, that click turns into this echoing drop. And you're back in this chamber again with this woman in front of you. And you, for a moment, see your brother's face, now older, as he stands after you were press ganged into service, watching you as you walk the plank. And the expression on his face is the same expression that this apparition has for a moment before it shifts. For everyone else, what you see is Calder ages 20 years as he is standing before this ghostly figure. And it's ages, but like his fingernails and his hair, all of it grow. He has a full beard, and he looks like he's been dropped on a desert island. Kind of, it just stands there frozen in the gaze of this ghostly figure. And by the way, also your turn is over.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
end this.
Yeah, you take your foot off of the drama pedal. Yeah, no. It's not going to happen. In fact, every round you get to make a saving throw to try to break this effect, okay?
There's never been a more appropriate moment for the Ron Burgundy, I immediately regret this decision.
Whoopsie poopsie.
Just instantly, I am dying.
Dottle, it is now your turn. You're pressed back in this tunnel, and all you kind of see is like this mass of bodies that are crammed into the opening of this tunnel, and then you see Calder charge out. You just see the coat from between some people's legs, and then you get a good view around Hawk, and as you're peeking around Hawk, you see this happen.
Oh, right. I remember that. Oh, that's less spell slots than I thought I had. Okay. I remember that we said fire was good against this thing, right? That was the discussion that we had.
I don't know if this is the same thing.
I mean, yes. Is this an adequate question? Yes, I think we did talk about that last game.
Remember her name? I can't remember. Fire's good against this thing, right?
Yes.
Can
Wait, Chono!
I can't. Shit, son. All right, you
Wait,
said.
if Dottle is asking this, are we allowed to respond to her?
You're allowed to respond. Yeah, you can take quick actions.
If we're still in the hallway, can we see this thing yet? We haven't really seen it. We just hear it. I presume.
All of you see it from where you're at in the tunnel. I'm going to make it simple. However, you are very much blocked into the entranceway of this this room.
You said.
Just like.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I kind of tug on Doll's sleeve and I go, I can try and help her.
I'm on the ceiling.
Never mind. I don't do that. I forgot you were on this.
All right. So
Plot twist, I'm the Slender Man.
You had cast Spider Climb, and I apologize. Were you on the ceiling in the room, or were you in the tunnel still?
I was like peeking out the tunnel, but now everything's falling to shit. So, you said that there was etchings around the statue thing, right?
Yes, etchings and plaques, dusty plaques.
My riddle senses are tingling. Where exactly is everybody here? Can I jump over the crazy ghost stuff that's happening right now, or is they too far away?
You cannot. Unless you have a spell that will allow you to jump approximately 40 feet.
I don't, but I do have a spell that will allow me to crawl over the ceiling.
Yes, you do. So
I'm not gonna break concentration on that sucker. I'm just gonna. I want to get to the statue, please and thank you.
Okay, so if you're going to climb to that area, I believe that your climbing speed is 20 feet. Is that correct?
Oh, let me tell you.
With spider climb? Maybe not. Maybe you have full. I don't think you have full speed.
Spider climb. Concentration up to equal to half the walking speed, which mine is. Oh no, I have tiny legs. I have tiny legs. Where the fuck is my speed?
So I think you move at 15, but let's see what you've got there, just so that we're
I hope
accurate.
it's a little faster than that.
Because that would take about 3 rounds for you to climb over there.
Oh god. What? Where is my speed? Notes. Description.
So
Should be next to your proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh.
At the very top of your character sheet.
Yes, it is 15. All right, I can tell everybody I'm on my way. I can't cast anything while I'm doing. I'm gonna. Yeah, this is just. I'm going on a hope and a prayer, and I'm gonna go see what's etched on that statue because I think that's the key.
Okay,
Get
so
out of this predicament.
you start to climb over to the statue. That's what you do. And you're concentrating on your spider climb so as to not now drop off of the ceiling, which is about 20 feet up. So, yeah, it's a fairly large room, 25 probably. And Juniper, you are now up. What would you like to do?
turn to her friends and go, "Sorry, guys," and she's gonna lift some of her
That's never good.
some of
Do
her
it.
skirt to try to tie it around her face. That's the only piece of cloth she has.
Oh, I gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, so don't look. And she's gonna take her shield with the cloth around her eyes and head into the room and try to like feel for Calder.
Okay. So that does make sense. So you're blocking your vision so that you
Yes.
cannot meet the eyes of the apparition, and
Yeah, so I'm like,
moving blind.
yeah, I'm going in blind.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the blindness condition, which means that you have an advantage to be attacked, and you have a disadvantage to perform a lot of tasks. However,
Yeah.
you are fully shielded from the gaze of this ghostly figure. So you have managed to protect yourself against that. You know roughly where our friend is in the middle of all this. So Cal is in the middle of the room, and you rush forward with your shield held in front of you, and you feel the warm glow of Sylvanas wash across you as this holy item, this artifact, sacred within the grove that you studied, passes an energy of strength and bravery upon you. That does not help you mechanically. It is a narrative bonus, and I hope you enjoy it.
I'll take what I can get.
I want you to roll with a disadvantage your acrobatics skill, please. And you know what? I am going to give you an inspiration as well. So you don't have to use it now, but blocking your vision was very inspired. So you have an inspiration. You can click that on your character sheet, and you can use that later.
Okay, so what happens if I rolled a 14 and then I rolled a nat 20? Can I completely ignore that nat 20?
You have to ignore the nat 20 because you're rolling with a disadvantage, but you do roll the natural 20 again and see if you get something amazing out of it. If you get another natural 20, we'll have a conversation. But
we have to have a conversation. Come on, new birthday dice.
Yes.
I want the name of the manufacturer right now. Okay, so that's fine. You got actually, it's more than fine. You got 2 natural 20s in a row. Now roll a third time, and tell me if you get a third natural 20.
If there is a god.
However, I would ask that you do that in roll 20.
Yeah.
For the final confirmation, just to be safe.
Where is my thingy?
Your odds are actually better to roll on a different die.
Oh, it's not as good.
All right, and I have misspoken. It is not technically better odds, but we all have our superstitions. Okay, so you didn't confirm a third time, which would have altered the campaign. You did, however, roll 2 in a row, which means that something miraculous is going to happen. You failed your acrobatics check with the disadvantage, but then because you did roll 2 natural 20s in a row, you are going to be blessed by some sort of occurrence that is going to be very beneficial to you. So this is what happens. June charges forward. You feel this growing sense of the presence of Sylvanas. Within you, find a meditative silence, and your focus becomes razor sharp, and you know how much danger Calder is in, and that you have no choice but to do what you must to pull Calder from the gaze of this ghostly figure before his life is fully and permanently drained away. And so you throw yourself forward, stumbling. You realize that your feet are no longer on the ground, and you are hovering just an inch above the stone tile, and the shield is in front of you, and you feel it pulling you forward. And Illyri, because Calder has run in front of you, you don't see the ghostly figure anymore. You see Calder's hair immediately grow extremely long from the back, and there's like a tinge of gray in it. And then you look over for the briefest of moments, Here, let me see if you notice the goblin on the ceiling. You see the goblin on the ceiling. Doddle is spider climbing across the ceiling. And then you see this, you've seen the shield before, but you've never seen anything like this. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
You could hear a pin drop.
That's a natural 20.
No way. This
Come on,
fucking
team.
ghost is done.
Yeah, you didn't confirm it with another roll, so you didn't get a second natural 20, which I would have just stood up and walked away at that point.
We need these 20s.
You do. You're in a bad situation. So I'm gonna be kind about this.
Watch,
But you,
it's gonna get to Maglo and I, and we're just gonna roll ones.
What?
oh, yeah.
The whole time. Everyone's getting 20s, and just you and I, man, we're just ones.
Well, I mean, it's your turn. I've already done one crit fail. So
I'm gonna call it. The campaign is going to be altered forever by either a 1 or a 20 this session.
Yes.
I'm making
what
that
happens
prediction.
if it's not? What's the bargain?
Okay, we're not gambling. We're not placing bets on how this is going to go down, because when it does, trust me, you will either be very sorry or very excited, or both. I don't know. So with a natural 20, Larry, you look over and you meet eyes with the shield. Now the shield is made from living wood, and it has a bark-like texture across the front of it. It's very ragged and rough and asymmetrical. It looks like something that was grown, and almost as if a shingle or a scale were pulled off of an enormous tree. And there are oftentimes growing elements to it, mosses and small flowering plants and other vines that work their way around some of the cracks and crevices. But in the center of this shield is the face of what looks like a very wise and withered old man with a kind of a hooked nose and these very wrinkled, kind-looking eyes that and this dour kind of frown most of the time, and it works its way into a beard that then blends into the rest of the wood, and it often gives you the sense of a grandfather with a very stern demeanor, with a little light of kindness in the eyes. So while it seems very aggressive from time to time, there's a serenity and a peace there as well. So you just get this very strange sense of presence and personality from the shield. And currently, you don't see June. You just see the shield as if it were floating forward on its own. And the eyes are wide open and glowing with this powerful green light. And the mouth is open as if shouting, but there is no sound. The vines are starting to work their way out, and like grasping tendrils are reaching towards Calder. And June, you slam into Calder. And Calder, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, ruh-roh.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a disadvantage on this too.
Oh.
Because of your situation. Okay, so you are knocked clear off your feet.
Not bad.
I don't know that that's a bad thing. You are pulled from the gaze. You are no longer staring. All of those memories push themselves back into you. You feel this beard on your face and your hair. It just falls in front of your eyes. And you have a reawakening to the situation as you see this enormous shard of wood barrel into you. You don't have time to really understand what it is or what it looks like. You're just pushed aside. And June, the shield is out of your hands, and you see Calder is cocooned inside of it. and you are lying on the floor, and your head turns. And Illyri, you've been watching all of this. Dottle, you see this on the ceiling as well as you're climbing. You just see kind of this blur as Juniper runs forward, and probably you more than anyone else sees her trip, and then she begins kind of levitating, and the shield and her kind of fly forward to Calder, and Calder is cocooned within this this wooden shape that's like the shield has wrapped itself around him. And he falls to the ground, and the thing rolls out of the way. Now June is lying on her face, like flat down, back exposed to this ghostly figure with her skirt over her head. And Illyri, you are sitting now exposed again to the ghost.
Ooh.
I'll never leave the ocean again.
That is June's turn. Saray, you're up. What would you like to do?
Okay. Through my travels, do I recall any lore or anything about spirits and ghosts? I think I did this once and I failed, but I'm gonna try again. Maybe it's back there somewhere and I happen to remember it this time.
Well, you have been trained by a monastery that has a great deal of knowledge about the powers of the plane of negative energy and how it affects the prime material plane. So you do understand ghosts and apparitions and undead in a way that is somewhat commonplace to you. It's the same way that somebody else from the more mundane world might know about horses, but that doesn't mean that you are a farmer.
Right.
So
should I roll intelligence?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm going to have you make a religion check. It's Oh, you don't have a bonus to your religion at all?
No.
Okay, but you did roll a 17.
Well, that's not bad. Good job, me. See, maybe it's. I'm not done yet, but maybe it's okay. Maybe we're okay, team.
So this is you thought for a moment that this might be a banshee, but you do not believe it is. You think that this is because of what you just witnessed with Calder. You believe that this is a ghost. And what you understand about apparitions of this sort, there are many types of ghosts. It's not as simple as all of that. But you're somewhat thankful that it's not a banshee, because they would be able to affect all of you in a horrendous way, because they would be able to use their voice and create horrible effects that would harm all of you. Ghosts are, in their own way, just as bad. They are able to physically drain life and age away from all of you. You're fairly certain of your estimation here. If this apparition does what is called a wail, you will know that this is in fact a banshee. If it does not, it is a more of a mundane apparition, more controlled. Now, you are uncertain of this because you are, again, not an expert on these matters. You just are aware of them, and you've seen a number of them. And in your time in the Shadowfell, you have witnessed what these energies can do to individuals. The last piece of advice and information that I can give you because of your role is that often these creatures have unfinished business, and their existence is tied to something that isn't right. And if it is able to be set right, they will often release their spirits into the afterlife and will no longer haunt the prime material plane.
Cool.
There's also the possibility that this creature has been locked here by someone intentionally so as to guard this place.
So I'm seeing Dottle on the ceiling crawling to the statue, Everyone else is trying to figure out fighting and stuff. So I'm gonna oh god. Okay. So I'm gonna move into the room because I am not in the room yet. I'm going to place myself somewhere kind of in the center of the party, just to kind of, if something happens, I can block or shield or like step in front of so that they don't look in its eyes, or kind of ready myself there. And then I'm going to shout to the ghosts. What is your business? What have you not finished, spirit?
All right.
I might have just fucked us, but that's okay.
The figure, which was floating there and looking kind of down at where June and Illyri are, slowly turns her head to you. And
I meant to, I fucked that up. I forgot. That's fine. Whoops.
What did you forget?
I forgot. I was thinking about it, but like shielding my face. But no, I fucked up. I didn't say that, so it's fine. I'm fucked.
Make a.
How about me?
Make a dexterity saving throw. Yeah. You pull your hands quickly above your eyes as you see the figure, and just for the briefest moment, you see her eyes light upon you, and you feel this horrid coldness rack across your body, but you manage to stop it. So you have blocked the gaze and have protected yourself. Do you say anything else?
No, I'm waiting for it to reply.
Okay, so you've moved, you're blocking the party in the tunnel, and you are shielding your eyes. Oh, hold on just a moment here. Let's take a quick pause. We lost Mike, yeah. If anyone wants to take a restroom break or...
I think it's my turn.
Let out some ragged breaths.
Actually, yeah.
So if you click on spells, you then see your cantrip. You only have one. You have Vicious Mockery, which as a bard... Yeah, as a bard, this is the spell of spells. You're the only class that has it. And it is, you pretty much make fun of people until they feel bad for themselves and are unable to do their whatever they do as well as they are. And the great thing about Vicious Mockery is that it's used as a string of insults. So you get to roleplay the hell out of it. And I'm very much the type of game master that gives people bonuses when they actually succeed at making really good things. Hey, there you are. And no, it's okay. And thankfully, there's no.
Oh my!
Oh, look at the baby!
My sweet puppy.
Who gave it the right to grow that quickly?
Yeah.
He's so cute. I love him.
All right.
I fully disbelieve that's the same dog.
Sorry, bud.
This is a very complicated prank that Momo's playing on us.
Got a bunch of dogs at various ages.
We're not getting a dog.
Just saying, that could be us.
Getting a dog.
Think of the little cute
Forget it.
on the ground.
You know, you could. Have you heard about the Chernobyl dog charity?
He can take medicine.
I could. I've lived with cats before, but it is annoying. And I frankly, I don't like things that shit in my house. So
Sir,
I'm not a big fan.
Humans do that.
Yeah, but they know how to flush and take care of themselves. I don't have to scoop your poo out when you visit, okay?
After
don't know that.
My
I'm kidding.
landlord, I can kind of see, because that guy never cleaned up after his cat, and it's terrible to walk barefoot over kitty litter. But have you heard of the Chernobyl dog charity that they have out in Russia? It's called I think it's called the Clean Futures Fund. But basically, when everybody had to flee
Can I
Chernobyl,
adopt a radioactive dog? Because then we're doing it.
Yep, you can.
It concerns me how much you know about Russia.
I have friends. I have a lot of friends.
Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I now am equipped. I know what I want to do when it is my turn.
Okay, beautiful. So And you did roll a natural 1, so you have a couple of people ahead of you before that, and a ghost before that goes down. Saray,
yes.
You are standing in the hallway,
Yes.
and you block your eyes. You shield yourself
Just
in
in
the
time.
moment. Yeah, just in time as the wailing figure in front of you turns their gaze upon you, and they're floating there in the center of the room still. You can no longer see them, so you don't know what they're doing. Is there anything else that you want to do? Because all you've done is taken a move action and a free action.
I don't think so. No, I don't have anything that would hurt it or do it. So I figured if Doddle is on the ceiling going for the statue, everyone else is kind of trying to figure out attack wise, that I would be the distraction, but also try and get information from it so we can put it to rest.
Right. Okay, so you're going to distract. You've managed to do that. MacLeod, you are now up. What would you like to do?
Does it respond to me?
It doesn't say anything, and you can't see it now. So.
Oh, damn. Well.
Did MacLeod see this beastie turn Calder 20 years older?
Yes.
Good, because that changes MacLeod's headspace from let's kill a thing to I'm freaking out. This is the worst monster I've ever seen in my life. So Mags is still kind of in the passageway, right?
You are still in the passageway, yes. So you were behind, you still are behind Hawk because you had pulled Hawk in last round.
Yeah. MacLeod is going to run against the wall, push himself as close to the wall as possible so that the ghost thing can't see him. Who can he still see? Like, party-wise, if he pushes himself right against the wall.
Illyria is still there on the ground. However, June now is in between the two. And Calder is, in fact, all the way across the room.
So he can't really hide unless he goes back quite far.
No.
Magu's going to try and remain quiet. And try to think, think, spot anything around the room, remember books that he's read about beings like this to see if he can figure out what being it is and figure out what Saray means by what is your business, because he's assuming that it's something to do with remembering someone's name. And just see if there's anything in the room. Is there a body? Is there does the fountain have any names on it? Anything like that?
Make a religion roll, please.
21.
It's a very good roll. All right, so you are certain that this is either a ghost or a banshee. The crying and the vocalization makes you believe that it might be a banshee, but you have yet to experience what is known as a wail. And if this figure were to wail, you would think that this entity, this apparition, would be a very specific type of ghost. However, you're currently uncertain. The figure, however, has performed a withering gaze, and this ability to draw life out of those around it makes you believe that it is in fact a ghost. And if it is a ghost, the study and research that you've done, specifically regarding, Netherese magics, because much of that does light upon the power of the soul and spirit and how it persists and can be used as a power source or a generation of negative energy, which can then be funneled and driven into other artifacts or machines. So this figure is an echo of someone and does have some sort of reason to be tethered here. And if you can cut that tether, their spirit will lose form and they will be released into their afterlife if you believe in that. Otherwise, you believe that they are disincorporated back into the universe and the multiverse and just kind of float away to be, broken down into the spiritual elemental components that then get reused elsewhere. However, those who truly and firmly understand the gods believe that you then would go on to whatever reward or punishment was waiting for you. So this figure, again, I'm giving you a lot of information because you got a 21. This figure hasn't yet possessed anyone, and you have heard of the power of these spirits to take possession of the bodies of others. If it were to do that, it would completely confirm your hypothesis that this is in fact a ghost, a more traditional ghost, a more traditional entity. You don't want that to happen. There's no real way to stop it, but if everyone is aware that this could happen, you might be able to shield yourself from it.
MacLeod is going to attempting to just make himself smaller, but tap Hawk. You've got to tap into something. You got to get rid of this thing because it's fucking dangerous. I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure that you and your connection to your god can kill it. It's some kind of ghost. It's something connected to some other plane still here. You got to be wary because it can possess us.
Remember her name. I can't remember.
I don't know, maybe we can find a way for it to get at peace or something. Maybe there's unfinished business that it has. Keep saying it can't remember her name.
Try just focus on getting rid of it through your powers, right? Just an exorcism.
I can do a funeral rite tomorrow. Best case scenario, I can distract it for a little while you guys come up with something.
Do you not have a connection to your god?
I mean, yeah, but she doesn't do everything for me.
She the god of the dead and this woman's fucking dead?
Yeah, she literally has given me all of my powers. I'm not the god of the dead.
So Ray, behind you, MacLeod and Hawk are arguing, and their voices are slowly becoming louder. And you don't see the figure, but you sense her getting closer as the room is getting much, much colder.
So
you can't do anything right now. I was just letting you know.
Okay.
MacLeod, it's still your turn. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Are there any bones around the room?
Yes. There are bones everywhere.
Yeah.
Are there any bones in this grave?
I could follow the wire of the ghost into the plug socket that is the bones.
Yeah. It's a good thought. But the charnel pit is right behind you, and there are still scattered bones in this corridor. And then in front of you, you also see that there are bones, strewn across the floor. None of it seems to make much sense. You think that maybe the carrion crawlers have passed through here and drag the remains with them. Although you don't see any entrances or exits where the carrion crawlers would have come from. There's only those two doors, and both of them seem to be sealed shut.
Okay, fuck. Mag's just gonna, duck run into the room and try and investigate, try and just look around, see if there's a skeleton with a piece of paper in his hand, or a specific grave that's broken but fallen inside, or something with a name, anything like that, so he can
all right, you're very intelligent. So you're gonna run forward, and I need you to make an acrobatics check at a disadvantage. Okay, so you ended up with a 6, which is a failure. And then go ahead and make an investigation roll. And as you trip and kind of tumble forward, you roll into the center of the room, and you're kind of sat next to Illyri right now. But your back is facing away from the spirit.
20 on that.
Oh.
Nice.
Investigation.
Damn it. So we're okay. We're good, team. Don't jinx this. I'm knocking on all of the wood.
You look around the room. There are stone place markers where you can see bodies were interred. And most of them have been sealed. Some of them have been broken open, and you can see the small hole where the body and the casket would have been interred. There are a number of urns that have been shattered on the ground, and there are bones that are scattered about. You now see that in these holes, the carrion crawlers, or perhaps their offspring, because of the size, these are fairly small 3 foot by 3 foot tombs, probably are entering and crawling through these spaces. You have the feeling that even though these other 2 doors are sealed, that you could crawl through the graves and get into other chambers. And that is how the carrion crawlers travel through this place. As far as your search for some explanation as to what this apparition is seeking, you remember the wailing. And it was centered around remembering a name. And so you were certain that this figure, if it were to remember the name, would in fact disperse. However, you have because of where you're placed in the room, no indication as to where to get that name.
It's gonna attempts to shuffle and duck behind anything so he doesn't grow old.
You hide behind Illyri.
Human shield.
Because literally the 2 of you are in the middle of this room. And there's nothing else around except some bones and shattered stone. Behind you now is the fountain. Illyri, you see the fountain. Hawk, after all of this has occurred, you are the last one other than Saray that is in the tunnel. I'm going to make a perception check for you. Okay, tell me what you're doing.
Hawk takes a couple deep breaths, and he's going to pull out his holy symbol. It's a medallion with a white mask and a raven kind of crowning it, the symbol of the Raven Queen.
Right.
And he's going to pop out, and he's going to hold it up, and he's going to cast command and yell halt at the ghost.
Okay, so let me tell you something. You had already rolled a perception check, and I for dramatic purposes, wanted to know what you were going to do first.
Mm-hmm.
Doddle and Illyri see this. No one else does. The apparition has slowly floated to just inches away from Saray, and is floating right in front of Saray on the very barrier of this chamber, and is looking directly at her very wistfully and sort of confused, and is floating there. Hawk, you step into the room and immediately see where this figure is. You hold your symbol out, and it is much closer than you expected. Do you alter your action?
No, I'm holding it right up to her, and I yell halt.
Okay, let me make a wisdom saving throw.
Fingers crossed.
You feel the dark certainty of the Raven Queen wash across you. She looks now at you. Her eyes alight away from Saray. And she had just been kind of floating there in this wispy mist. And it truly looks like her gown and her hair are in water as they splay out and float in front of you. It's almost as if the horizontal nature of looking at someone beneath the water has been turned upright, and her eyes gaze upon you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, roll 20. Don't fail me. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's an 18. You feel this momentary swell of fear within you, but nothing occurs, and you steel yourself mentally, having lived the life that you have lived and seen the terrors of the Underdark. This spirit is not new to you. This is not something that you have not, in some form, faced in the past. All of the Underdark has become a blur to you, but you clearly recall moments where the forces of the undead were coming towards you, and you place your faith in the symbol that you were holding out before you, and you feel this powerful wall that covers both you and Saray, and the shadows around the two of you become darker, and somewhere off, as if a million miles away, you hear as ravens screech in the background. So Hawk, you have that lasts for one round, by the way. So you have halted the figure. It is now the ghost's turn. And this apparition, while it will not move, looks to you.
Can I try and talk to the apparition before the end of my turn, or?
As a free action, you may, as it does something.
I can't remember.
Hey, sorry. It's okay, we're just trying to help you. All right, we can help put you at rest. It doesn't have to be like this.
It looks back at Saray and doesn't see her face and kind of cocks it.
I can't remember.
She just very kind of slightly turns her head. You feel like she was looking to see if Saray was someone that she knew. You realize that she was searching for someone. And she turns back and disappears. Illyria, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
A 13?
I can't believe it. All right.
Holy shit.
You hit it right on the button.
That's
so for a moment, Illyria, you feel this spirit's presence all around you, and it is cold, and this sadness washes across you, and you realize that you're crying and that you feel the loss of a loved one, someone that you love deeply, like passionate love, true love, and they were ripped away from you. And for some reason, you see, as if you're looking through water, up at these armored gauntlets that are shoving you under.
Is MacLeod behind me?
It is now your turn. MacLeod is behind you.
What is this thing?
As Illyria turns and speaks to you, MacLeod, plumes of steam rise out from her mouth as if she were in the middle of a frozen tundra. And while the room is cold, it is certainly not that cold.
Fuck. Right, the thing that we're fighting is a ghost, and
A ghost?
I.
Oh, okay. Boo! Boo!
I think you might be possessed.
No. Boo! Wow! I can't remember shit, okay? Fuck that. Boo! Boo! with this. I don't have time. I'm done. Boo!
Illyri, no, it's ghosts go boo!
Yeah, me too. Boo! And I would like to perform vicious mockery.
Okay, never mind. You're good.
Possessed, you're fine.
You absolutely are going to get a bonus because of the amazing roleplay. So you are going to cast Vicious Mockery, which is it's a 1-action spell. It's only verbal, which you've already very fully completed. It is instantaneous, and so I'm going to roll a Wisdom saving throw for the spirit as it attempted to possess you. Failed because you got just the number that you needed to prevent that from happening, and now you have mocked it. Yes, and it has failed. So your string of insults are laced with subtle enchantments, and so as you boo at this apparition, which you can't even really see right now, but we're going to overlook that because it doesn't have a specific target right now. You know that it's nearby and can hear you. It has failed its saving throw, so now you get to roll D4 damage. You can just click on the D&D Beyond little dice there that has the B with the D20, and it should roll. It's 5 psychic damage. So you have caused harm to this physical harm to this apparition because of the way that you've insulted it. It takes 5 points of damage. It has disadvantage on any of its attack rolls until the end of the turn.
Haha.
Yeah.
Don't push me down.
Okay, so yes, successful. However, you're also very loud, and MacLeod, you wilt like a flower as Illyri just really rips into this figure. This ghost has been insulted, and you feel like you're at a tavern that specializes in body comedy, and you didn't expect to be there today, and yet here you are.
I think MacLeod actually laughs, not just me laughing at the absurdity. I think MacLeod actually finds it very funny, and it makes him feel way better about the spook of the ghost.
That's just that natural charisma.
That's it, dude. Yeah.
That is the end of the round, and you've successfully at the very end there. I'll pick that right back up and kind of gain control of the situation. We're gonna go up to the top of the round. Calder.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk for a moment here. So, thankfully, you were broken away from the gaze of this apparition, which was slowly withering and aging you. You are currently wrapped inside of a mass of vines and soft moss, and there is a faint glow inside of this space. And you feel soothed, as if you are being cradled by an enormous pair of arms that are made out of foliage and leaves. And it's as if you're nested inside of a bed, and you find yourself almost drifting off into sleep because of the comfort that you feel around you. And you realize that these vines are very gently wrapping themselves around you.
It's like Groot.
It's like Groot, yeah. And you are within this cocoon. And all of the fear and the woes of the attack that has just occurred on you are washed away. I'm going to make a roll to see if you are restored. You are not restored. However, you do regain all of your hit points.
Oh.
So you are back at full health.
Neat. And
any mental fear that you felt has been completely removed. You are still roughly in your early 40s.
So is that just gonna feel my face? Like it's gonna feel this beard and very long hair?
Yeah.
Just full blown Jumanji'd.
You're
right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know what he can really do right now, but I guess from like outside, you guys would just hear maybe like. First, my flask. Now, I'm 40.
Well,
it's a day.
There's a moment, and
sheer panic.
You feel once you realize that your wounds are fully healed, you feel the cocoon open slowly, and you are now sat on the floor up against a wall, and there are bones shattered all around you, and there's an open crypt just behind you, and you can see down it. It's a dark tunnel, and you were lying on the ground, and you have in your arms this shield, as if you were on your arm, holding it, ready for attack. So you're now outside of the cocoon. You can take one action. So because you're prone, if you'd like to stand or move, you can. Or if for whatever reason you wanted to try something else, you could. So you can do one thing.
I have this shield. I have no business with this.
Give it back.
Oh yeah, let me toss it back to June, maybe. Like,
okay. So make a dexterity, or actually make it an acrobatics. Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, thank you.
June's currently with her skirt over her head.
That's fine. Not great.
What did it do? Oh boy.
you slide the shield across the floor, and it gets about halfway there.
Oh.
So the shield is now in between you and June, and you do realize that June is has wrapped her gown around her head. And, Illyri and MacLeod are in the center, and Illyri, you see the plumes of breath that immediately stop. They were there for a moment, and then by the time she stops screaming boo, the plumes disappear, and it seems like she's not being affected by whatever this ghostly figure might have been trying to do to her. So Calder, he's on the ground, and now you've slid the shield across the floor, and because of the roughness of the stone, it just kind of clatters and stops. But it's only about 10 feet away from June. Everyone who can see sees an older man who
full Alan Parrish.
Yeah, but full, like, lost on a desert isle beard and hair, and like fingernails even are like out to here, and it's just very strange. And it's still very much Calder, though. You can see, because the hair has gotten so long that it's no longer swooped in front of the eye, you can see those slash marks across the one side of the face. And so you are certain that this is indeed young Calder, who has aged inexplicably, right?
I would like him to just slap his hands over his eyes. Just like a real big sneer. Like, he's immediately going to act like he's 80 years old and be very dramatic about this. Like, and then just slap his hands over his eyes. That's it.
What is your question, Hawk?
Does Calder now get a familiar, but the familiar is a volleyball named Wilson?
All right, I'm not taking any more of your questions for the rest of the session, and we are going. Yeah, we're definitely going to move on. Dawdle, it is now your turn. You're on the ceiling. You saw all of this happen in front of you, and you are about. If you're spider climbing, I would say that you'd be able to get to the fountain at the end of this round, and you'd be above it.
I was actually going to say, we settled last time on the fact that I am wearing MacLeod's boots of teleportation, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to use those, please.
All
How
right.
did those work again?
You click the heels, and you say, well, wait, actually, I think you can teleport anywhere that you can see. Is that right?
Yeah,
I know
have
that,
to,
but-
it has to be in a place that you have been this turn. Let me look at it.
Oh, let me look at it.
Please, just let it be a place that I can see.
Really, the boots are more of a reactive device that allow you to dodge away from an attack. They're not so. I mean, we've gotten fast and loose with some of the narrative qualities, and in fact, I will allow you to use them to teleport into some area, but they will be inactive for the next round.
No,
So,
I don't want to cheat anymore. I will just keep on crawling. I'm just worried about that drop.
the beauty of Dungeons and Dragons is that it is not cheating if the dungeon master says that it's
That's true. I was just about to say, the DM says it's fine. That means it's fine.
Alright, well, I would just like to crawl to like right above the statue and then use the teleportation boots to like get down.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. But I do want to remind you that, like, as I give, I take away, you won't be able to use them as a reaction if you get attacked if you do this.
That's fine.
Okay, so you blink out of existence after you crawl a little bit further on the floor, and then you immediately land perfectly on the ground. Where do you want to be exactly?
I want to be like at the foot of that statue because I want to see what's written on the etchings.
Okay, do you want to be in the water, or do you want to be in front of the fountain? Because as I described, there is the fountain itself, which has this murky, dark water, and then in the center of that is the statue, and then there's the fountain stone that kind of wrapped around it.
Murky dark water doesn't seem great from a meta standpoint, so something's in there.
I don't know why you would say that. How dare you?
Oh, great. So guilty.
Would I be able to see the etchings from the edge of the fountain, or would I have to be like in the water?
I will roll a perception check for you from above to see if you can. Nope, you don't know. You are uncertain. You know that there are etchings not only on the exterior of the fountain itself, but also on the statue. You're not sure.
How deep does this water look? Is it like a...
It is impossible to tell because it is so murky.
Fuck. Do I have anything that would help me in that water? I got a couple tricks on my sleeve. Alright.
Fuck it! I'm gonna right in front of the statue. Let's read that shit. Plop me down, Nox!
You land in the water, and it is very cold and dank, and it smells like sewage. And it just has this horrid stench to it, as if it's been stagnant now for many, many years. And the water just kind of swirls about, and you're staring at this statue in front of you. Doddle is 3 feet tall, or are you smaller than 3 feet?
I just know I'm very small. Notes, action features, and traits.
I thought you were about 36 inches tall, which is pretty small actually for a goblin, but you 3 feet. Is that how you see
I think
her?
it was definitely about 3 feet.
Okay.
Am I gonna sink? Oh,
No.
Lord, I hope I don't sink.
The boots are on stone. You are standing.
Okay.
However, the water is right up to your chin. And so you figure it's about just above 2.5 feet deep. However, this sloshing filth water is assailing your nostrils, and you feel your entire, all of your garb is deeply soaked immediately, and you're staring up at the statue. I will make a second perception check. I know that you're seeking specifically any sort of carvings and whether or not you can read them.
Oh. What does that mean?
Right. What languages do you speak?
I speak Goblin, Elvish, and Common. Swear to God, if it's an Underdark or something, that would suck.
You do pick out some words that are in common, and there are a lot of them here. There is so much dirt and grime on the statue that you do not feel that you will be able to read much of anything without cleaning the statue off, without working to try to remove the many, many years of dirt and grime that have accumulated over this. However, you do see a few words, and some of them are in common. Some of them are in a language that you do not understand.
Shit!
So the words of the common are you see here, and you see another section. You see water deep.
I know we're in Waterdeep. Dumb joke. Move on.
Yeah.
That's the end of my turn, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
You've done everything I think that is fair for you to do.
Okay. You like that, Matt?
I do, however, need you to make as a little bit of water is splashing kind of on your mouth and all that. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great. 22.
So
Natural 20.
You're just so full of dad jokes today, from like the catch-up zone to that. It's very good. It tickles me very much.
A Constitution save, natural 20. I don't know what to do with any of you. Go ahead and roll one more time, Momo, and see if you get a second natural 20.
Get
The
3
water
20s in a
here's
row.
my curse.
Yeah, get 3 20s in a row and just force the curse off of you.
Just out of sheer frustration at the dirtiness of the place, you will it clean. Okay, so you got a natural 20 on your Constitution save. I'm not going to make you roll again. The water is putrid, and you feel your stomach turn for a moment, but then you steel yourself to it, knowing how important this is to you and your companions. You feel that while this might be very sickening, you are able to ignore the effects. Maybe it's your goblin constitution, but you push through all of this sludge and are not affected by it in the least. Juniper, you are on the ground. You're unable to see anything. You hear boo, boo, like right next to you, and you don't hear any of the wailing. What would you like to do?
So would June have been able to like tell that like Miss Ghosty Ghost walked away because of the feeling that she gives off?
No, she floats.
Darn.
And you can't hear footsteps, so she's just gone.
But I did hear my shield possibly to the right.
You definitely heard to your left. Actually, you heard the clatter of your shield. You're sure it's your shield because of the way that the wood kind of echoes on the stone. You have no doubt. You kind of sense it, you know?
Baller. So June's gonna like stretch her body out like a barrel and then just roll left and see if she can.
Right, I'm gonna give that to you for free. Maglo, yeah, June is rolling like a log across the floor.
Maglo's like chuckles from the booze from Illyria, just goes into full-on cackles of just like, what the fuck is going on?
I feel like
gotta do what we gotta do.
I feel like Saray has the exact opposite. She has her hand up and her face is just like, what the fuck is wrong with all
like
of
the
you
goofiest
crazy
thing
goons? Like,
she's
what?
ever done.
Yeah, I was going into this fight being like, okay, we're gonna fight a ghost. It's gonna be really spooky, but this is the funniest fucking fight.
This has turned into like a Monty Python sketch.
Oh god.
I had zero. I mean, we were making jokes about Scooby-Doo, and I was like, yeah, well, but it's really serious. You're not gonna like it when you get into it, and you have all like definitely brought forth the funny, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so June,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
No,
I'm turning.
There's place for humor in the world. So you roll across the stone floor, and you it's a 10-foot roll. You make it, and you feel your hand against your shield. You know it's your shield. You sense the energies of it. Sylvanas is emanating from it. But you do hear Calder's somewhat ragged breathing across the way from you now, about another 15 feet away.
Nasty.
I hear it. Oh no. Can I like God dang it. Okay, I put my shield up and then just kind of
literally, you have your god on your arm there, so.
Come on, God. Don't fail me this time. So June's gonna put up her shield and then peek past her skirt where she thinks she hears Calder.
All right.
God!
Okay, so yeah, you pull your shield up and you feel the kind of the warm protective energy of Sylvanas wash across you again, and you peek around the shield and you see Calder as he is now, and he's on the ground and he looks kind of confused and dismayed, and
my son.
Yeah, is covering his the side of his face that has the scar on it. Your son just became your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
She's gonna try to. God dang it. God dang it. Let me see. She's gonna try to cast something. Let me see.
I mean, in all seriousness, if you hadn't broken the gaze, your dad might have been your grandfather at this point.
Ooh. Okay, she's gonna save her dad and cast Cure Wounds. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't,
help old Tom.
Sorry, dude.
Because you're well aware of your abilities, and especially those that are connected to your religion and what Sylvanas can do and how your spells work. Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't want you to waste an action doing something that you know specifically would or wouldn't work on this. Make a religion check.
Oh, come on, Jesus. I mean, Sylvanas.
Yeah, Tree Jesus is not taking your call, you know what I'm saying?
Tree Jesus and Bird Satan.
Tree Jesus? What is that? That's not very good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw a 2 on this, but that's not you. That's Doddle's roll. So what did you get?
Oh, that'd be even worse. Let's see. 11.
Okay, so you've seen things like this before. You don't. Your mind is reeling right now because it's still haunted by the wails of this apparition. And as your mind clears a little, you realize that what has happened to Calder is very serious. It has legitimately drained his life energy and forced him to age. And that there are things that can be done that those who are high within the grace of any number of gods are able to do to correct this. However, you won't be able to just heal this away. You need restoration.
Oh, okay.
Is that a thing that any of us have?
Yeah, I think, I'm not going to say who, but I think that there's something that can be accomplished within the group. But you know that simple prayer isn't going to work. You know that there are followers of Sylvanas who have the ability to create really powerful prayers that would be able to heal this. You personally do not have that ability.
No.
But it is something that maybe you should strive for in the future because, yeah, bad things happen.
June just kind of thinks, gosh darn, wow, I really wish a nice, strong man could help me out. But that's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. You don't have one of those, but you do.
I don't have that.
Not with Calder gone.
Oh.
No.
I kid.
A big, strong man with things.
Oh, shoot, I don't have that spell.
I want to be a Disney princess suddenly.
Wait until Cal finds out that this is semi-permanent.
So what, with this information, you can now perform your action, June, as you would see fit. You know that he doesn't seem to be harmed. It doesn't seem like he has any physical wounds.
So, gosh darn it.
I mean, outside of the losing 20 years of your life in the blink of an eye, he's whole.
So, okay, well, my eyes aren't covered, so I can kind of tell that Ghosty Ghost is behind me, yeah?
You can't see behind you.
Well, no, I can't see, but I can tell that, like, she's not here, so she must be over there.
You don't see the ghost, and you would assume that they must be somewhere behind you.
Okay, what else is in front of me? Besides
Calder, and then this open crypt that is next to Calder. It's like someone has dug out one of the crypts, and inside of it you can see a kind of a little scatter of bone, but it looks like it goes deeper inside of the wall. And it's right next to a sealed doorway. Big stone door.
A big stone door?
Yes.
Do I have anything to open a big stone door? Should I open a big stone door? Oh, God. Hey, old man!
He takes his hands off of his eyes to just
like, really?
She has a shield. Get into the little cavern. Get in there. You get now.
Okay, and he goes.
Okay, so you
will obey.
I'll give you the last of your movement to actually crawl into the hole.
Aged 500 years and we're crawling into this hole to die.
No.
Other than tormenting and rubbing salt in Calder's wounds, would you like to do anything else with your turn?
June's gonna call out and be like, "Where's the goblin?"
All right.
Find the halfling.
As soon as you scream that, you hear a splash behind you, and that's the end of your round. Saray, what are you doing?
This insanity is going on, and the public booing over here, and the cackling of the public booing, and the splash in the water, and Saray's face is just like, the fuck is what? Oh my gosh! As she has her hand up, and so the ghost is gone now, correct? It's disappeared.
You do not see the spirit. I mean, your hands are in front of your face.
I'm still,
as far as you can tell.
I'm still gonna like kind of like shade my face. Spirit, do you recall how you left the plane of living? And I'm just gonna keep trying to communicate to the spirit and try and see, because now I'm thinking that it's trying to possess someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just keep trying to call to it to keep it distracted while the rest of the team.
Well, okay, so the spirit has just been insulted.
Right.
So I want you to roll a persuasion with a disadvantage.
Ooh, persuasion. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 18. What's your second roll?
We're really playing good cop, bad cop with the spirit right now. Like, no, we're here to help you. You
I'll
fucking
be
suck,
damned.
bruh.
Listen, asshole, we're here to help you.
Saray, what did you just get?
I got a 19. Woo! I got an 18 and a 19. So fuck that. Like, disadvantage.
Correction.
I don't have disadvantages in this house.
Yeah. You got an 18 and a 20.
No, I got a 19. It's not a nat 20.
No. I know it's not a natural 20, but it's a +1, which means that it's a 20,
It is a 20.
total.
Yes.
So you got those rolls. So you take the 18 because of the disadvantage, but still, yeah, I guess you actually managed to diffuse any sort of rage that the spirit has at Illyri for not only physically harming the spirit with those burns, but the boo
magic of charisma.
I mean, look, I could go a couple of ways with this, but I'm going to say that you bring the ghost back to more of a neutral state as opposed to an angered state. So it's very quiet. And you, Saray, sense this coldness, and everyone in the room sees the spirit re-manifest in the place where it started.
Ooh.
And it is floating at the foot of the fountain.
Ah!
And Doddle, unknowing, because you don't see this, you see the fountain in front of you. The spirit is floating and looking at Doddle.
I'm gonna, when I see this, because I see Doddle, correct? That Doddle's in the water. I'm gonna be like, Doddle, cover your eyes. Just cover your eyes. Just trust me. Just cover your eyes.
All right, I will say, Doddle, if you cover your eyes, you can no longer investigate the grime on the statue.
I got a while to think about this, right? Like, it's not my turn yet.
It's not your turn, so that all is said. We're gonna come back. So, Saray, that's the end of your turn. You've done quite a bit. Do you want to move, or do you want to stay where you're at?
I think I am gonna move. I'm going to, if I see that the ghost has like pushed back farther into the tunnel, I'm gonna approach the ghost very cautiously and respectfully, and like it's a frightened dove, and I do not want to scare it away again.
As you walk across the space, at your feet is the cat, and
fuck me.
You hear, and as you get closer to the ghost, it starts purring loudly.
Of course, because it's a cat, and cats are close to the dead, and it's already dead, and great.
Great. So you do so, and you get closer. You can move all the way right to the fountain and next to the spirit. Is that where you want to be?
I don't want to be right next. I don't think I would go right next to the spirit.
You've got roughly 40 feet. So how close up to it do you want to go?
I want to be 6 feet away from it. I want a social distance from the ghost, please.
Okay, so you're just outside of the 5-foot range of the ghost, and you step up to it. The cat just kind of sits pertly down at your feet, and you can feel its bony, rotten tail kind of like lick across your leg.
My leg, oh, lovely.
Yeah,
it like curls like how cats when they like are really lovey, and they're like they go between your legs and like flicker. Okay, yeah.
This creature seems very pleased with being in this proximity of this ghost. All right.
Of course.
So with that, we are moving down. MacLeod, do you gain your composure long enough to, because you're laughing, and then you see the spirit reappear looking at the back of Doddle, and I feel like maybe you stop laughing at that point.
Yeah, he laughs at Illyri, and then he just kind of straightens himself out, like in his own mind after seeing the spirit. Is like, so he's just like, right, okay, right, focus up. And then he gets up and he pulls out his med pack and starts walking toward Calder, and he's like, right, everyone who doesn't know, that thing's a ghost. Make sure you don't look at it in the eyes, because it will do what it did to Calder. It'll also try and possess you just like it did to Illyri, but I'm not sure it could do that all the time, else it would just be it would have already possessed someone. We can try to figure out a way to send it off, or we can try and kill it. And I think that one of these is easier than the other, because, you know, we're trying to figure out a name or some body or some bones in a literal city of bones. I'll leave that to you. I'm going to go make sure Cole's all right. And then he's over to Calder and is like, you all right, bud? How you doing? You look different. But it's going to be okay. Hey, look at me in the eyes. It's going to be no trouble. Can I?
Beard! And that's all that he can say.
I know, no, it's big. Listen, mate, that's a far grander beard than I can ever grow. Don't you worry.
He's clearly making it worse.
You're fine. You look fucking great. And honestly, I mean, I'm going to try and do what I can to help you.
Make a deception check, please.
I mean, does he look good?
He looks like he was on a desert island.
That's a 20.
Okay.
Looks grand.
Here's what I'm going to give you. He is still handsome. He looks good. However, it's just like really shaggy, and he looks like a wild person.
Yeah, it's very unkempt, I imagine.
Yeah. So like a haircut and a beard trim, and he's going to look great again. He'll look like a pirate captain. But right now, had better moments. However, you've rolled a 20 on your deception. Yeah, Calder, this is okay. You can do the deal. Yeah.
Hey, bud, it's no trouble at all. Hey, listen, I'm going to try out a couple of things on you, and we're going to just make you put back to normal. Maybe if we kill this thing, maybe you're just going to go back to normal anyway. But if we can't figure it out now, I'll figure it out. You know me, I'm fucking smart as shit. And then I'm going to cast lesser restoration. Lesser restoration. He pulls out like a small bottle of like cream, and then he like puts it on his hands like a moisturizer, and then like he grabs Calder's hand, and then he like massages it into his hand. He's like, just put that, just rub that into your face, it'll set in quicker. And
Hal's never used moisturizer in his life.
It should work. But if it doesn't, that's no trouble at all. Also, bud, I'm going to want you to look right in my eyes. I can see you looking at the ghost. I want you to look right here, right at me, because if you look at that ghost and it looks back at you, then you're going to get even older. We don't want that happening, do we? Yeah, and he casts lesser restoration on him. Don't know if he does anything.
I absolutely love that Calder did this to put the lotion on his face. You didn't like work it in or anything like that. You just smacked it onto your face. All right. So Calder, yeah, this cream. It's kind of warm to the touch. It washes across your face. And Maglo, I need you to make an investigation roll, please.
21.
I would expect no less from you. So, for a moment, some of the gray washes away from the beard, but then returns. And you realize that a lesser restoration isn't going to do it, and that you're going to need a greater restoration. And because you rolled a 21, I will tell you that you have seen effects like this. You know that you have less than 24 hours to find a solution, otherwise this becomes permanent.
What?
Uh-oh. Maglo's 20 deception, it just like, he gets all that information and he's just there like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, bud.
All right, so now roll a deception with a disadvantage.
Ooh.
So 11.
I'm going to use Flash of Genius on that deception.
Yeah.
So that's a 15. He's really trying to sell this.
I'll allow it. I'll allow you to sell it. And, it's more role play at this point, but I will definitely allow you to be convincing if Calder wants to believe it.
He does.
Okay.
He's told dying men they're going to be okay. He's done this before.
Yeah. Everyone else in the room can make. I'll roll perception for each of you, except for Dawdle. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Illyri, you have been around liars before, and you think you have Maglo figured out now. You kind of you're a good card player, and you know how to read people. And you think that having been around Maglo now enough, you can tell that he's really good at what he does. And he has like a tell though, like he fiddles. Maglo, how do you fiddle when you lie? Do you adjust your glasses, or do you do what tells do you have?
Whenever he's lying about, because Illyri would have only seen him lie about any medical type thing. He always puts his hand in his bag and then looks down at it to just flick through the things that he knows aren't there. And it's a thing that he whenever he lies, he always puts his hand in his bag and then flicks through all of his ingredients to check if he's got the thing.
When he's lying about medical situations. Okay.
Or just I think generally about his own intelligence, things around that ilk.
Okay, so you know this now. You got a natural 20, so you didn't confirm, but you did learn something about Maglo that is now yours forever. Okay, so you know that he is lying to this former young man, and that something very, very wrong is happening. But you're the only one. In fact, Hawk, you got a natural 1. This is gonna go away in just a minute.
Oh no!
You feel like this is fully harmless, and you're not even concerned about it.
Oh.
So the fear that you might have associated to getting older by this thing isn't something that you have, because Maglo is that convincing. All right.
Oh my god,
poor kid.
Congratulations, MacLeod. You've given the party a dangerously false sense of security.
from the youngest to the oldest member of the party.
I trust MacLeod.
Why?
Hawk, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
All right, so the ghost is back?
The ghost is back, and at the foot of the fountain, it seems to be very sorrowfully looking into the fountain, and you think that its eyes are upon Dawdle. It is almost as if it has reset in whatever loop it may be stuck within, because it is in the exact same position that it was in at the beginning of this encounter.
Hawk looks like he's about to do the command again with the medallion, and then he just kind of falters a little bit, and he's gonna just walk up to the ghost, and reflexively he's gonna like put a hand on his shoulder, and then he realizes it's not even there, and just goes, hey, look at me, it's okay. Do you want me to help you remember her name?
So you step forward. The first thing that I need you to do, how close do you get to the spirit?
About like 4 feet, like 4 or 5 feet.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw. Hawk, I'm sorry, Hawk. You start walking forward, but then your focus on your holy relic, your sigil for the Raven Queen, it seems to fail you, because as you walk forward, you feel this rising chill and this fear, as in the back of your mind, you hear the dripping of caverns that immediately draws you mentally back into the Underdark. And you start to, you've had these visions before, so you start to claw and fight your way back to reality, knowing that you don't want to lose this moment, but you do manage to stop yourself from descending into that place because of the fear that you feel, and it rises up in your throat like bile, and you stop halfway through your movement, and you are standing some distance behind Saray, and you're trying to talk, but the words catch in your mouth, and you are unable to approach the figure.
Okay. Am I able to do any other action this turn, or?
If you have a bonus action, you can do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action Hexblade Curse this thing.
And so, instinctively, you go from trying to reach out to fear and attacking. So your Hexblade Curse immediately rises from your holy symbol, and you almost feel joy in it, because you know that whatever will the Raven Queen has placed here, perhaps it is the cruelty that you have known her to possess, but she you think that she's done talking to this thing, you know, and so you in this sense it kind of rises with you. So if you're going to do a Hexblade Curse, I need to make a roll.
I will put this spirit at peace if I have to beat it into peace.
So you to be, because everyone did get a rest not too long ago, as much joking as we've made. So you do have that one use. It is now expended, and it's going to last for 1 minute. So you're going to be, you just feel your focus upon it become very clear, and you know that you almost feel your sword humming beneath your hand in its hilt, ready to start striking at this thing. So to the outside, you're not sure that anybody sees that you're scared, but your patience has more or less been drawn away from it. All right?
All right.
It is now the ghost's turn. Dawdle, it's right behind you as you hear the crying, and a chill rises up your spine, and the murky water becomes frigid, and a layer of frost freezes across it as you're sat in this water up to your chin. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I can't remember.
That's a 10.
So you take 3 points of cold damage.
That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
You take 3 points of cold damage as the water becomes very painful to be within. And you hear the figure, she's crying behind you. And let's see. I'll make a perception check, which she fails. And
Which Doddle fails or the ghost fails?
no, the ghost fails.
Nice.
So, there is a murmur that she's saying something that no one really can understand. She's murmuring very close. Saray, you're the closest, so I will make a perception check. Okay, what languages do you speak, Saray?
Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's not murmuring in Thieves' Cant, I'll tell you that.
No, damn.
So she is speaking in another language. And you are unfamiliar with it. It sounds very old. The rest of like the crying and stuff is in kind of a heavy accented common, but then now it seems that this muttering is in something much different. So you're unfamiliar with it. Okay, so next up, Illyri, you are watching now, and you're now looking at the back of this spirit, and you can see through the spirit to this little goblin head that's inside of the fountain up to her chin, and you see the frost work its way across the water of the fountain.
Oh, this doesn't look good. Did I hear that other... did I hear the phrase in a language unlike that I've ever heard before?
You are too far away. It seems to be a muttered whisper, and you'd have to be much closer to hear that. Saray was close enough to hear it, and you're unaware of it, frankly. You just hear the wailing and the crying.
I would like to try and charm this ghost now that I've completely made it feel bad. I want to perhaps maybe try. Well, no, I don't want to do that because it didn't work. I'm like having one of those Illyri morality moments where she's like, "Oh, what am I supposed to be doing here? Like, they all seem to be like handling it. I'm gonna get in the way, but this hawk guy has definitely given me some money, so he's gonna think that I need to like help out. I don't know what I should be doing. Can I just like take a look around and see if I notice anything that might help me?"
Yes, I will allow you to make an investigation check. So you can roll investigation as you begin kind of searching around for something that might assist you. That is a 5.
Nothing.
Yeah, so you're looking around and you see these bones. I will say that you see Calder crawl into a crypt, and his thin kind of form disappears into the darkness of one of these crypts. You do recognize that there are a few of them that are open. So if nothing else, you think that if you needed a place to hide, you'd be able to jump into a crypt.
I think I'm gonna have to stay out here and watch how this pans out with Hawk. I feel really guilty just leaving him alone.
And Maglow's right behind you too. Or no, I'm sorry, Maglow moved over to where Calder is. He's now exposed over on the other side of the room. You see Juniper on the floor, holding on to her shield. She's sat up, but she's on her knees. And then you see Saray standing next to Hawk, kind of close to this spirit, Doddle in the water, Calder in the crypt, and you're in the center of the room. You can take a movement action or a regular action at this point. Nothing that you've done is not has slowed you down, so you can do whatever you want in this moment.
I don't know what I want to do.
That's all right. If you want a suggestion, you have ways that you can improve and inspire your companions. You can always, if you ever have a moment where you're like, I don't know what to do this turn, you can use what's called bardic inspiration, and this is a bonus action. And so
bardic inspiration is so good.
What you do is you're going to grant an inspiration die, and because of your level, it's a D6. But for 10 minutes, and a companion can use that D6 on it, pretty much anything to improve their roll. So you can make their rolls better by saying something inspiring to them. And the rest of your build is all defensive. You are a defensive style fighter. One of the things that, and you don't even know why you are this way. This is something that is just kind of lost in those strange echoes of memory that you always get caught within. But you are very good at defensive maneuvers and fighting. So if you are next to someone, your ability to perform attacks upon those who would attack others near you is a reactive ability, which means absolutely for free. If you were standing next to Calder and somebody was to strike out at Calder, you would immediately get to make an attack against that person. So for you, the way that your character is built, Illyri, you like to be next to people, supporting and defending them.
Okay, I think I really would like to try and inspire the little doodle to get out of the water.
Okay, so you're going to use your bardic inspiration, and for role play, I would ask, what do you either sing, say, or yell to Doddle to inspire them?
So, Doddle, do you mind illustrating what you're doing right now?
I am up to here in water and just looking at the plaque, I guess, on the statue, and I'm like, got my arm, and I'm like, trying to clean it off.
Hey, little doodle, just try and reach a little higher.
I'm gonna stop for a second and just try and move up a bit, I guess. Go on my tippy toes.
Yeah, so with that, you get a D6 on a roll of your choice.
Thank you.
Momo, when it comes to your turn. That is a bonus. So you can still move. You can attack if you choose, or you can just prepare yourself and hold your action.
Can I just prepare an unarmed strike?
Absolutely.
I just want to, if anything comes anywhere close to me, I'm just so spooked by this ghost that the moment something touches me, I'm just gonna swing.
So what I'm going to say is you should move then closer to June, because June is the closest person to you. And when you usually fight this way, you're used to fist fighting on the deck of a ship. So you go back to back with companions. So you go back to back with June, and you prepare yourself, and you now have a reaction prepared where if anything gets near you, attacking June or in your area, you're going to punch it. Is that fair?
That is absolutely fair. I'm just gonna come in next to June and I'm gonna say, here to help.
Help with what?
My fists, my bare fists. I'm just gonna help you if you need something. I'll just.
Old Man Calder.
Yes.
just rub it in.
Wow. I know, it's so rough. I'm racking my mind trying to think of anything.
Did we lose Mike?
No, I'm here.
No, mine's
weird. My Zoom's weird. Sorry.
That's fair.
All right, so Calder, you're inside of a crypt, and you crawl in. There's some bones and dirt and spider webs, but you push in because that's a lot less distasteful than being in that room with a ghost that's going to turn you old.
Yeah.
And you crawl in, and the first thing that you notice is that it is much deeper than a normal crypt. As you get in, you realize that it's been burrowed out, and there are a series of tunnels that you could crawl through to go very deep inside of the wall. Do you stop and turn around, or do you continue to go into the crypt?
And where's MacLeod? Still like right near me, right? Or did he?
MacLeod is behind you in the room still.
Well, I think I want to peek, like see. I don't know. Is there a way that I can not go too far but still kind of see?
You can.
Okay.
You if you want to see around the corner where it turns, you would have to crawl about 15 feet up, which would take pretty much the rest of your movement because your crawl speed, you're like on your hands and knees, like pulling yourself forward in this tunnel.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I'm gonna let MacLeod know. Like, hey, this crypt is real big, and I'm gonna stay in this crypt. I'm, it looks like my time is any minute now, so I'm just gonna investigate this.
You're gonna save the adventuring party the hassle of having to bury you and just crawl.
Yes. So let me just take care of this for you.
Dark was my job.
So you climb down Calder about 15 feet, and there is a turn in the passageway here, and you can tell just having already been through a portion of this underground passageway and having seen what the carrion crawlers can do, you see that this must have been burrowed out by a medium-sized carrion crawler, which is about the size of a person. And so those centipede-like monsters have dug their way through here and have probably grabbed the remains to eat and to build their nest with. And you climb all the way through and you turn and you see that it opens through some cobwebs. It doesn't feel like this passage has been used anytime recently, but you crawl through and you look in, and as you turn the corner, it opens up into a larger passageway, and you see more stone, but you also see a faint flicker of green light from somewhere.
Oh no. Didn't those things glow green? Eyeballs?
I wouldn't go too far.
You're not here, MacLeod.
I thought you were talking to me. Sorry, kid, I thought you were talking to me. I'll stay here, sorry.
He was talking to himself in the passage. Yeah,
I was talking to MacLeod in my mind. Like, what would MacLeod do?
Well, what? Then MacLeod can play what MacLeod would say in your mind. MacLeod, what would you
there we go.
in his mind?
What would MacLeod do?
Fuck the gods, nothing matters. Just go up the hole.
Fuck the gods, nothing matters. Go up the hole. That's what you got in your head. Okay, so what do you want to stop here, or do you want to keep crawling?
You know what? I'm gonna keep crawling. What do I have to lose? Nothing at this point. Let's go.
That's my boy. You can do anything.
And meanwhile, real MacLeod is shouting at fake MacLeod. You pull yourself out through a nest of cobwebs, and you are inside a larger passageway. And this passageway leads further down into what look like a series of crypts. The walls are still set with graves, and there are a number of corpses, dried and desiccated, that are scattered across the ground. And it has, as you poke through this passageway, you can see that it curves around. However, there is a figure in armor that is standing, staring down this passageway. You can't see its face. It's got armor on. It's very kind of dull, dusty looking armor. And on a sconce to the right of the figure is a torch. And that torch is glowing with an unnatural green light. And the figure, like kind of like the figure were sleeping, standing up, is looking down away from you down this corridor with what looks like a rusted long sword at their side.
Oh, nope. I'm going to shimmy right back out of there. No, thank you.
Okay, so you climb back into the hole.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Oh, Calder in his hole.
Okay.
Old man Calder's like, nope.
You get your cranky self back into that tunnel. Doddle, you are now up. You're in the cold, frigid water as, ice is starting to form around you, and I'm going to make a perception check for you. You do hear slight whispering. You don't know what it is, but you think as this figure cries and says things every once in a while, you hear like a murmured soft whisper.
I can't use that inspiration that Illyri gave me, can I? Is it too late?
Yeah, you'd have to call for it. So if I say I'm going to roll perception for you, I'd have you say, hey, I'd like to add my... But you still have it. You are cleaning off the plaque and the carvings. Mm-hmm. So you can make an investigation roll.
I can do that, yeah. Oop. 15. Do I want to use it? No, I'll save it for like a really bad roll.
Okay, so you're going to save that inspiration.
Yeah.
You do manage to clean off a number of sections. Now, the plaque, it does say, interred here in the year 2051, year of the dark remembrance in Waterdeep. And you continue to kind of clear stuff off. And as you do, you notice that the rest of the plaque is in a language that you don't know. But there are a number of words that are inset on this old brass plaque.
Anything that isn't can I sound it out? Or is it in like a script that I can't comprehend?
It's definitely, the language is written with characters that you don't understand.
Oh.
So it's not, you know how if you were to look at Mandarin letters, you would probably not be able to sound them out?
Yeah.
It's
Fiddlesticks,
it's
okay.
that sort of a thing.
Alright, can I... Do I recognize the script at all?
Well, with that rattling cry for assistance, I will allow you.
I was so confident in my little plan.
Yeah, your plan isn't bad. It's just, as with many plans, it has complications. So I'm actually looking here, Dawdle, and you, I'm going to give this to you. You have a spell that allows you to comprehend. I'm sorry. Spoken. Yeah, you also understand any written language, so you can use comprehend languages.
I can. It's duration 1 hour. I thought it was like one of those where it's like I have to like set up. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm so happy. I thought I didn't have that. Oh, wonderful. All right. Okay. What is it? It's a pinch of certain salt. Okay.
You will have to cast the spell for a while, unless I'm misreading this. But as long as you're not in combat, we will be able to expedite this. So you're casting the spell, all right? Yeah. So you realize that you have a way to understand this, and you're in the water, and you're beginning to do that.
Oh, can I have fun with it, Nox? Nox, can I have fun with it?
You should.
Can I describe the thing?
Yeah, I want you to describe yourself casting the spell, but I also want you to know that if you take damage while casting it, it's going to ruin the spell.
I got all my friends around me. They're taking care of it, right?
But you're in a freezing pool of water.
I've been in worse situations.
Okay. All right. Okay, great.
I'm gonna
start describing it, and then we'll come back to you while you complete the spell.
Also, it's like the ghost hasn't attacked me yet. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's just like maybe I just don't look at them. Everything's fine. Right, I'm gonna reach into my pockets and take a pinch of soot and a pinch of salt. I'm gonna flinch a little, open my eyes, and go and like put it in my eyes and go for a second because it really stings. And then as I blink and open my eyes, it's fuzzy for a little bit, but once the fuzzy clears, I can like actually see the language. I'm like, oh, neat. But that takes a while, so wait, I'm still rubbing my eyes and stuff. I'm like,
yeah, I take that back. For whatever reason on your D&D Beyond, I thought that was wrong. It only takes one action, but it's gonna be, you'll be able to read it next round. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still rubbing my eyes. He's like, ow, it hurts.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the salt burns as you're in the water. Okay. And that is Doddle's turn. Juniper, you're now up. What would you like to do?
I have a very important question. So like spirit possession in D&D, is it similar to possession that we know of in our world?
Well, possession does work in varied ways. And in the world of Epir Torel, from your religious understanding as Juniper, the effects of possession are varied. What is it that you're asking specifically?
I'm just trying to figure out how similar it is before I do something very stupid.
Well, yeah, if you're saying that you want to be possessed because you would like
No,
to know more.
I don't want to be possessed.
All right, because if that was the question, I would say that you would probably learn something, but it would come at a price.
Okay, so I just yelled, "Where's the goblin? Where's the goblin?"
Over there.
Over.
You see the goblin in the fountain. You see the head and the frigid water freezing around the
I
top
can see
of the
the
fountain.
water freezing.
Yeah.
All right. So June was on her knees this whole time. So she's gonna.
It's only about 3 feet up from the wall, the retaining wall of the fountain that wraps around the statue, where the statue is, and the water, and then Doddle's inside of that. And you can see her furiously cleaning off what looks like a brass plaque. There's also other carvings around the outskirt of the fountain, and a few plaques here and there. But
Okay, so I'm gonna cast something before I make this movement. Jesus Christ. Well, that might be my spell.
Excuse me while I eat an egg in this trying time.
Please devour your egg. June's fuck it. Just gonna talk to my god. So I'm about to do something very reckless.
you are giving me life right now, so tell me all about it.
I need you, Sylvanas. I need you to do something for me. If you don't come through, bad things might happen for me and my friend. If you do come through, hopefully this helps. I need you to be my eyes. I need you to guide me and help me protect my friend. And she's gonna pick up her shield and, like, it's almost like a mask, and run towards the goblin.
Okay, are you going into the fountain?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what I need you to do is to make a religion roll for your prayer, which is a free action, but I want to see how Sylvanas reacts.
Oh, bye.
This is where multiple 20s would help you, but
Right.
natural ones are not.
17.
Okay, 17 is a very respectable roll. You make your prayer, and you do feel the warm glow of Sylvanas through the holy symbol of the shield that you carry with you. And now that it's back within your possession, you do feel a certain wholeness that you had lost when you had used it to shield Calder. You just, with blind faith, begin charging forward. I will give you an advantage as on your next roll, and I will also roll with disadvantage as you flare the spirit into a defensive attack and attacks you as you run past. So you are immediately, as you charge forward, you awaken the ire of the spirit, and she turns.
No!
And immediately lashes out at you, trying to grab you. And let me just make sure that I did not get this wrong. Your character sheet is not Doddle's. Just barely misses you. You feel the spirit and the mists wrap around you as you pull forward, and you feel a hand just rake itself through you as this chill washes across your spine, and you immediately end up waist deep in the water, splashing loudly through it. Dottle, you hear something is coming towards you. You do manage to continue to concentrate. I'm not going to make you make a concentration check for this unless you get hit. And then I'll make you make a concentration check while you're casting the spell. So your movement allows you to get about 5 feet away from Dottle. Is there anything else that you want to do?
Okay, I see Dottle's trying to read this stuff. Can I take a look at it?
Not this round, no.
Darn, okay.
So you charge forward, and you are in a position to either protect or help Dottle if anything happens, but you're not quite in a position to really kind of be able to understand or investigate the situation.
Okay.
Saray,
yeah.
it is now your turn, Saray.
Oh man, so it's turned around and gone after June, right?
Well, it just turned and struck at June, and now it's angry because it's like members of your party ran and created a scene around it as opposed to respect. Yeah, it was like shaking a bee's hive. You guys were fine for just a moment, or everyone was fine for a moment, and then the bee's hive kind of got shook, and so it the spirit is disquieted and back to being upset and negative with all of you.
I just make this face again, like.
But June, the upside to that is that June is in a place to protect Dottle while she casts spells.
Okay. A spirit. I'm just gonna try and again quell it. Spirit, we wish to help you and put you to rest. Please, if you can give us any information so we may discover the name that you have lost.
Are you covering your eyes this entire time?
Yeah, I'm still I'm not like covering. I guess I'm just shading my eyes.
So
that way I'm ready if I need to
well, you do. The ghostly figure whips her head around and now is trying to lock gaze upon you. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can block this gaze.
Here's where, even though I have a +6, here's where I roll that nat 1.
Not great.
Yeah. That's a 9.
Do you have an inspiration?
Nope. That's okay.
Does anyone want to do anything to help Saray in this moment?
Hawk's probably still frightened.
Yeah. Since MacLeod's already told everyone to block their vision and is kind of wary of things. He sees Saray just being a bit too slow. He puts his hand in his bag and he throws out a small fire, this reactive firefly in a bottle that bursts and makes a small flashbang to blind her so she can't see. And I'm gonna do my flash of genius to up that to a 14.
Okay. So you're effectively
that's a good one.
Yeah, you're blinding Saray is what you're doing.
He's just fuck, that's really not quick enough. I gotta do anything. Yeah.
Okay. So
permanently?
No, just flashbang, just a very short bang.
Yeah.
So this one gaze isn't gonna.
Yeah, this gaze is distracted. Effectively, you're using a very narrative flash of genius, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But I'm gonna go with it. You are blinded for the rest of your turn, Saray.
Fuck. Okay. Okay.
As this flash goes off, but you are not affected by the gaze. You felt this chill run down your spine as you were locked there, and if it wasn't for MacLeod doing this, you would have been caught in her gaze.
Okay, I have a question though.
Okay.
Because of things that I learned, because we did studying. I'm an elf.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay.
I don't know. Are you?
I'm an elf. So, elvish dark vision it's not like normal dark vision. It allows me to sense the weave.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if this is probably a next action thing, but can I essentially sense like the energy in the room and like use that to figure out if there's like magic in the room or like a phylactery or like some sort of connection like that? Does that
No.
Is Elvish? Okay, no. Okay.
So let me explain. I don't want to just say no and be that dungeon
No,
master,
but it makes sense because I assume that it's dark vision like other dark vision, but
what you're
I
referring
know that
to,
there's like mythology in there.
What
so.
we were talking about and what you're referring to is the way that the elves train their vision, and they don't naturally see in the dark. Some do. Like the drow, for instance, do see naturally in the dark because of the evolutionary changes that they've undergone. However, elves use their connection through their fey nature. Is kind of the residual. Everything that an elf can do is pretty much residual fey magic, right? And so using that magic to hone their sight, elves do not naturally see in the dark. They have to be trained as young children to be able to see in the dark. And so there are these rituals and tests that elves undergo so that they can prepare themselves for later life. And it's just part of the culture. If an elf were not trained in this way, they would probably naturally begin to do it, but they wouldn't be able to do it as well as they can. And it does affect just what is considered dark vision. You see gray shapes and outlines. You're seeing it through the weave, but that doesn't mean that you're seeing the weave.
Got it. Okay.
You're not able to sense magic because that's a separate skill, you know?
Got it. It's like Jedi sensing energy, but not like seeing energy. It's
like an alien species in Star Wars that has the Force and uses it, but doesn't know how they're doing it.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So
fuck, I'm blind.
You specifically, though, have a different understanding of how shadow and dark and all that works. I will allow you to make a religion check right now.
It's the one I have negative.
Right.
I don't know religion. What is that?
Religion's
gods?
Really the go-to for the undead. And
Fuck gods. I don't know.
Go ahead and give me that roll.
I did.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah,
I see you are also channeling MacLeod in the back of your brain with that fuck gods.
Yeah, there is something about this and about their connection to the shadow that you think that you might be able to manipulate, but your mind just can't grasp onto it because of the brief glimpse of the eyes that you saw.
And then I go blind, and then I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you are effectively scared, but you were not as terrified as you would have been if MacLeod hadn't just pulled your ass out of the fire.
Yes, bless.
Okay, so that's the end of Saray's turn.
Thank you.
Anyone who can sees this ghost like face to face with Saray, and very agitated. MacLeod, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Right. His hands still outstretched from throwing this tiny little popper flashbang. Calder is crawling into his own grave behind him. Doddle is wiping the grime off of a...
No, at this point, I'm rubbing my eyes in front of it.
But you were rubbing the grime off of like a nameplate.
Look, there's the plaque of the statue. I don't know if it's a name yet.
Hawk and June are fine. Mago is going to sprint to Doddle, not looking at the thing, the ghost, and then also try and...
It's wiped off. It's wiped off already. I just couldn't understand the language. And I'm comprehending the language right now. I'm fine.
Are you charging forward?
He's charging forward. He's going to try and look at the thing to give a helping hand, because at the minute, if no one has attacked this thing yet, our best course of action is finding the name that this lady needs.
Well, technically, Kaza attacked it.
Yeah, definitely did.
Okay. Oh yes, yes.
But then Saray calmed it back down.
Yeah.
So you're kind of at a neutral state, more or less. The ghost is definitely agitated. You run past, the ghost becomes more agitated, and now is furious. And all of that wisp, the ghostly hair and the gown that looks like it's underwater, speeds up and begins moving because it senses you run past it. It's already spent its reaction this turn, so it doesn't attack you. But you feel this wash of cold energy radiating from it as it's right in front of Saray, and you feel this energy, this negative energy building up within it as its fury and its disturbance within the space has become very palpable. So you run over there, you take your full move action. You haven't performed any other action, is that correct, MacLeod? So is there anything you want to do when you get there?
Try to read what's on the plaque.
What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Elvish, Gnomish.
You do not understand the language. You see that it is in Common, and as I said, it says a date, who lays here in Waterdeep. So this is a tomb of some sort. Somebody was laid to rest here, and then the language underneath is in characters that you don't recognize. Actually, this is MacLeod, so I will allow you to make a roll. You will not be able to read it, but you will be able to identify it.
Right? Yeah.
So because you're a book nerd, I'm going to give you a single investigation roll at a disadvantage.
Okay.
You can do this! You can do this! Don't roll that one! Don't fuck us, MacLeod!
We got a 19. Our first one's a 19.
Nice.
Our first one's that's our first one. That's our first one.
Do you
Second
have an
one?
inspiration?
Second one's a 20. Oh, 20! Don't even touch. Nano's on fire today.
We stand.
Oh man, I hope.
What language is it?
Come on, party.
Keep knocking on that wood, guys.
I think we stole this from Calder, but it's okay.
Yeah, with Calder becoming older, we all can roll better. Apparently, that was the secret. It was the secret of youth. Now,
As the party starts to conspire on how to keep Calder old forever.
Right, 19.
Okay, so I am going to give this to you. Congratulations. I wouldn't expect less, though, of MacLeod. All right, so you recognize the language. It takes a moment, and the cold water is a shock. Like, you're waist up, and you are drenched in this thick, foul, cold water. June and MacLeod, I need you both to make Constitution saves. I didn't ask you to do it before, June. I'm asking now.
Ugh.
Now,
Rubbish.
Now it's paying you forward. Okay. You still understand it, but we'll get to your fail in a moment.
13.
Yeah, both of you fail. Doddle's just in this water like it's fine, and both of you realize that this is the most putrid, freezing sludge you've ever smelt. And your stomachs turn. June, you immediately start to vomit, and you will be unable to take a full action. You'll be able to move or attack. You won't be able to do both. Bonus action as well if you want. Same for you, MacLeod, and you do get immediately sick. However, before you do, because it doesn't hit you right away, you splash into this freezing cold, filthy water, and there's stuff in the bottom, and it has this almost slimy, goo-like texture at the bottom where the stone is, and you feel yourself, and your feet are just, your boots are filling with this slime and muck, and you push yourself forward in the stagnant water. You immediately recognize this language. Well, it takes a moment, but then as you start to pull yourself together, this is Thayan. So this language is a very old version of the same language used by a group that you have studied extensively, known as the Red Wizards of Thay. And so Thayan is a foreign language here on the Sword Coast, and it is very old. You recognize it, but you do not speak it naturally. And then you feel this wash of illness come across you, and you are sickened. And you will be sickened until you are no longer within the source of this foul water.
So what's the condition of sickened?
Sickened is pretty much you can move, you can attack, you can do one of those things. You can't do both at the same time. So if you want to run, you can. You move. You're pretty much distracted by how ill you feel, and you can do your bonus actions and your reactions as you need, but it just slows you down.
Okay.
It's effectively a slow.
So was that my action? Doing that?
Yeah. You actually got to do pretty much everything because you're focusing in on it, you're studying it for a moment, and then it comes to you that this is the end. But you can take a free action if you wish to shout something or do something.
Can anyone here speak Thayan?
Lyria's got her hand up. I don't know. Is that on your character sheet?
What?
I could.
Oh, you could. Yeah. You could. You could. As a part, you could. Yeah.
Now I know I recognize it. If I recognize it, is there any way I understand how to sound something out?
Yes, but it would take a long time.
Okay, brilliant. That's fine. Read this plaque. I think it's the thing that's gonna make the ghosts go or something.
Donald,
if not,
standing
no harm, no foul.
casting your spell as this shouting and splashing and everything's going on. I'm not gonna.
I can hear MacLeod right beside me.
Yes.
May I just, as I'm rubbing my eyes, just like nudge him and be like, I'm already on. Get out of here.
Yes, you do that. You do that. Yeah. She pushes putrid water onto you with her elbow, and
makes me more sick.
yeah. But you and June are just ill, and you don't even know how Doddle's doing this. But she's seems completely unaffected by this foul, tainted water. So with that, it's the end of MacLeod's turn. Hawk, you were scared, and now you see this figure. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Okay.
So you break out of your fear, and you are able to attack fully and normally as you would. You see the figure floating right in front of Saray. And so like your impatience, your hand is on your hilt, you feel the strength of the Raven Queen swell within you, and the dark, heavy sense of negative energy all around you washes the entire space, and you feel a certain focus because of that. What would you like to do?
I remember last turn you were saying like I'm getting the general feeling that she's kind of tired with this and wants the spirit just gone.
The Raven Queen, I'm not going to make you make a religion roll for this. The Raven Queen hates the undead.
All right, it's good enough for me. I just shout at the ghost because she's seeming agitated right now, it seems.
Yes.
So I'm going to try and snap the ghost's attention to me. Hey lady.
Let's have you making it. Do you want to do an intimidation or a persuasion?
I'm gonna do like an intimidation because this is more to like get her to turn to me as I like whack her with my sword.
That's an intimidation. Yeah. So go ahead and make an intimidation roll for me, please. That's an natural 20.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Knock on wood again.
Okay.
Our karma's coming up, guys.
So
I'm happy, but Jesus.
I want to ask this: has everyone at this table rolled a natural 20 this game?
No.
I don't believe I have.
That's the ticket.
Well,
Calder.
As you did, because Nox rolled your perception.
Oh, that's true.
20.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You didn't roll it, but...
And then there was one.
So, to flavor it up, I yell, "Hey, ghost lady! I know her name!" And when she turns around, I say, "Her name's the Raven Queen, and you're gonna see her real soon!" And I charge at her.
Oh, no! Oh!
All right, so... Okay, I have so much to say to that, but before we start, Saray, are you the only one that has not rolled a natural 20?
Yeah. I'm sorry. What?
So is Saray the only one who's not rolled a natural 1? or natural 20.
Yes, both. Both of that one or a nat 20.
If Saray rolls a natural 20 before the end of the session, I will allow a minor benefit to the entire group, because that means that everybody will have rolled one natural one. This is just for fun. It's not a house rule yet, but if everyone rolls one, maybe I will make it a house rule, but if everybody rolls a natural one once during the session, I'm going to give you some small benefit.
Watch me fuck it up.
Can we not just take those 2 that I got and split it in half?
Yeah, can we
That's
not
not
like
how this
take all
works.
the other 20s we've got and trade them in for one?
You are all so wildly
20.
inconsistent. I don't think that I'm risking anything here. Okay, so Hawk, let's talk.
Hey, Ghost Lady! I know her name. Her name's the Raven Queen, and you're gonna see her real soon.
You turn and you say this. Do you draw your weapon?
Oh yeah, weapon's out. I'm green flame blading it.
Okay. Make a religion roll for me first.
All right.
As you summon the green... I thought we were working off the green flame blade already, but no, you re-summon the green flame blade, and immediately this light washes across the entire space. On a side note, Calder, as you're climbing through this cave away from this green light, you start crawling towards your companions, and you notice a green light.
The Mole Knight killed them.
Yeah, I mean,
He's here.
it's okay. Yeah, Hawk, nothing happens to assist you in this. You just feel this wash across you as you kind of dig into the powers of the Raven Queen. She looks to you and rushes you and is going to strike at you. So, yes, now you are within melee engagement of the spirit, and I get 1 attack. So she rushes to you and attacks you. Your AC is 19 currently, which means that while she rakes her ghostly hands across you, trying to grapple you, she fails. She's unable to grasp you, although you feel the chill of her touch.
All right.
Complete your attack.
Murder her. Again.
That's a 12 to hit.
Yeah, you do not hit.
Darn.
Yeah, so you just miss. But you do, your blade swings out and passes through her. And as it does, the green flame kind of sputters and seems to kind of grow in strength as it passes through the form. She doesn't seem to be affected by this at all, but there's like a crackle of energy. With your blade, do you cause necrotic damage?
Let me double check. I believe I... Well, there's nothing special about my blade that would do necrotic damage.
Well, it's not the green flame, but it's your blade itself that I was asking about.
No, it's just a normal weapon.
Because of the dominion of your goddess. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. It slashes through. However, it does count as a magical weapon, and you feel that you would be able to harm her if you were to attack her. So you don't feel like this was a wasted attack. You just feel like you didn't gain purchase on the right part of the spirit as you attack.
Right.
What else would you like to do?
Features and traits. Let me just double check here. I don't think there's much.
Well, yeah, because you did your bonus to do your green flame. You attacked and you intimidated. So unless you want to take a movement action, but you're engaged. So
no, I'm good where I am.
Okay, great. So Hawk and this spirit are now engaged in a fight as her form kind of flails out and begins to try to enwrap him in these tendrils of fog and mist as she reaches forward screaming. Now she's just absolutely maddened by the taunts that Hawk has made.
I can't remember.
So yeah, she's screeching, screaming, and just absolutely like it's watching someone go mad from grief right in your face as she's flailing at you and attacking. So that is the end of Hawk's turn. It is now her turn. And her reaction missed, but she is certainly going to try and kill Hawk. Hawk, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Mom, please.
Ah, crap.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was so close to being a natural one.
Okay, good.
But it's still not good.
Yeah, it, however, is a 7. Okay? You have already been affected by her fear, and so you are not afraid of her. However, because you've already faced that, you've already dealt with it, so you've come to expect how horrifying she can be. However, you feel this flare of negative energy wash across you, and it feels as if she's trying to just almost unconsciously drain all the life from the area around her, and you feel weakened. So you take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh. Oh, I am resistant to necrotic, if that helps.
It does, so you can reduce that amount.
Oh, cool.
Because it is necrotic damage. So then she attacks. So she rushes you again, trying to grab onto you, Bob. And this time she strikes. I think you're 19. Yep, she strikes. She does manage to grasp you. It is immediately, there's a chill that washes through you, and you are you're shaken by the hands that wrap around you, and her face is directly in yours as she's screaming and inconsolable in her grief. And you feel this cold energy work its way through your armor and into your flesh, and you feel as if your flesh is withering underneath it. You're not aging, just to be clear. That's a different attack. However, you are going to take a severe amount of damage here. Well, with your resistances, I don't know for sure. Well, oh yeah, that's not great. 13 points of necrotic damage.
Player's Handbook 197. If a creature or an object has resistance to a damage type, damage of that type is halved against it.
Okay, so it's just half.
May I use a reaction?
You can take it at any point.
So I would like to see that my big ticket payday is getting attacked over there. And how far away is the creature from us?
You are in the center of the room. It's only about 15 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. Because I have never mind. My thing says for 5 feet, so I can't do it.
Yeah, so you and June are about 15 feet away from the ghost and hawk.
Okay. All right, never mind then.
Okay, so yeah, you will be able to do your reaction if it gets within your range, though. Currently, Hawk is the one shouting obscenities at it. Okay, so Hawk, do you have anything else that you want to do? Or I'm sorry, it's not your turn. The ghost doesn't have anything else that it's going to do, so the spirit, having attacked you, and just you feel the withering slashes of these hands as they kind of rake through you as if they're trying to grab onto you and reach inside of you as she is wailing and crying, trying to pull you closer. However, she doesn't pull you closer, but you do feel the damage that she has wrought upon you, despite your ability to resist the damages of this strike. Where are your hit points currently at, Hawk?
I am at 46 hit points.
Okay, so you have 46 hit points left, and this figure is right in front of you. So that brings us to the end of the round. Illyri, you were talking about reactions, but now you can just take an action. What would you like to do?
I would like to, I think at the beginning of this, June had run up to, with the shield. Illyri immediately ditches June and sees that Hawk is in danger and just thinks, that's my meal ticket, and would like to assist. I had readied an unarmed strike. Can I run over there and just...
You may. This is your round, so you can move and attack as freely as you like. If you want to take bonus actions to do additional small things, you can do that as well. And if your goal is to cause damage, moving forward and attacking is completely legitimate.
Yes, so Illyri would like to try her best to help her pal out. So she would like to run up and just go for a big swing in the face of that ghost if she can.
You may. You have 2 attacks per round, so you can attack twice, and you have your rapier, or you have your hand axes. Or did you want to do unarmed punching?
I'm down for unarmed.
Okay.
Flesh the ghost.
I'm gonna have you make an intelligence roll.
I knew that was coming.
Let's see how you do here.
Let's see. Oh, I don't have much intelligence, so.
12. Well, it's higher than 10, so I will say this. You don't recall any bardic tales where punching a ghost was really effective.
It's all about the try that counts.
It's a process of elimination.
Who knows how to fight ghosts? This doesn't come in the Bardic handbook.
Absolutely. So if you wish to continue and do an unarmed strike, you may do one, and then we'll talk about your second attack.
It's really difficult. I guess maybe I'll just take out my rapier then and just try really hard to just. I'm coming for you, Hawk.
Yeah, so you pull your rapier out, and it has some minor enchantments upon it, and it kind of hums as you draw it out, and you rush forward, and go ahead and roll for your first strike.
Do I select the rapier?
Yeah, so you're going to roll for your attack. You have a +6 to hit with it because you're very skilled. So if you just hit on D&D Beyond, if you hit the weapon, it'll allow you to just automatically roll. There you go. So you rolled a 10. Which is not going to strike. You slash out at it and it misses. You have a second attack though, so you can just do it again. Your first slash, your first slash passes harmlessly through the spirit.
I'm gonna bring it back with a little bit more oomph.
Okay, so roll your second attack. That's a 24, which absolutely hits.
Nice.
And because this is a enchanted rapier, it does cause damage, and you cause 10 points of piercing damage as you stab forward at the spirit, and it's as if you had stabbed her in the back. It doesn't seem to do as much damage as you would if you were attacking a living person, but it does seem to do some harm as you stab forward. And you can see she's enraged and grasping at Hawk, and then you see her face kind of slowly turn towards you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
As she looks at me, may I say something?
You may.
Hawk, this is coming out of your retainer! Got a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you are not intimidated by this because you realize that money's on the line. And so you are no longer affected by her fearful gaze or presence as you have stabbed a ghost with your rapier.
Oh my god.
They're gonna sing songs about this.
I mean, she does seem affected by it, and she looks back kind of like this grief-stricken face looks to you, and it's simultaneously terrifying and tragic. Like the look on this face is like frozen in this wailing cry with the mouth open and the eyes huge and streaked with tears, as if she has cried so much that the flesh has worn away from her face, and you see skeletal skull beneath it. And so while terrifying, it's also tragic. But this face is now directed towards you, which causes you to swallow hard, but you are not affected by the fear. That's the end of the round. And so we're going to go back up to the top. Calder, you crawl back. Do you wish to rejoin your allies?
I'm gonna peek out of the crypt and like see what's going on here real quick and see that.
Yeah. I mean, you look like a hermit. No, you act like one. It's perfect.
Listen.
Nearly like putting your elbow into your beard as you're pushing through. It's very difficult to get used to. you do manage to pull yourself out. Your fingernails are so long and they clatter across the stone and send shivers down your spine because you're not used to using it. And you pull yourself out of the hole and you see Illyri standing with her rapier out, thrust into the back of this spirit, and the spirit turning back. And you just catch just a little bit of the face, and you feel this little bit of fear wash across you. I'm not going to make you do anything else. But then you see everyone else is in the fountain or facing the spirit.
As much as I would love to help, I think the worst possible thing worst possible thing has kind of already happened.
Yeah, what else could happen?
Well, could get even older.
It's true that could happen. Death could happen.
Become the ghost.
Oh, God damn it. All right. I guess I would like to try and protect the squishier friends.
Okay. So, do you wish to go into the fountain or towards the ghost?
Into the fountain. I think we've learned this lesson. Kind of.
So yeah, you ache a little. You feel a little slower, but you physically you aren't so like depleted that you're an old man. You're just older, and you do draw your vicious scimitar as you run across the space and into the fountain. However, getting up, climbing, withdrawing your weapon, and splashing through the fountain puts you next to MacLeod and Juniper. And that is it. That's all that you can do in your round. However, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you've leapt into this foul water that immediately turns your stomach. And you've been around some foul-smelling grog and muck, but this is the worst.
Did it work?
You got a 10, which is a failure, and you immediately become sickened, which means that you can perform. It's like being affected by a slow spell. You can do one thing next round. You can attack, you can move. If you have a bonus action, you can still do that. But for the most part, you're so ill, not poisoned, but you're so ill by the scent of this and being surrounded by it that you're just not able to focus.
Yeah, Cal just like clutches his heart and just like, I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. He's just fully convinced that he is inches from death.
Yeah, Calder's had nothing but a panic attack for the last, minute.
So with that, Calder concludes his round. Dottle, you're up, and the spell is complete, and the salt washes from your eyes, and there's this kind of glow across the script. Now, I knew that there was something to this, and I did a little bit of research in between the rounds. It takes a minute for you to figure this out. So you have to kind of put your hand on it and work your way across it for 1 minute to be able to read this. So do you wish to begin your translation? Okay, so there's not a concentration component though. So if you wish to do something else, you can, but your main focus is trying to interpret what this says. Obviously you can't move, because you have to be there touching it. Yeah.
In order for her to cast something, she's probably going to have to look at what she's casting at. So she's been told not to look at the thing. I think she's just going to focus on reading the thing.
Correct. Those are all things that is true. And you're not much of a booster caster. You're more of a blaster caster. So
yeah, there's a lot of people right now that I don't want to hit.
Yeah, so that does make a good amount of sense. Throwing a fireball at this thing from behind your shoulder would probably end with a couple of dead companions. Okay, so yeah, you begin. The words make sense to you, and you have a understanding of how Thayan works now as it kind of weaves in front of you, and as you touch it, it's as if the words start to unravel. And every round, I will give you 2 words. My love.
Good start.
That's your turn. And Dottle, You are still in the frigid water. It doesn't seem to be getting colder, though, so that's a good thing. Whatever was happening with the concentration of the spirit, you hear the shouting and the attacks happening behind you. You realize that this has gone from somewhat benign to very, very dangerous. June, it is now your turn. You're in the water. Make a Constitution saving throw.
20.
You are good. You are still sickened, but you will not be after this round. So you'll be able to ignore the effects after this round. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to figure that out this whole time.
That was an unnatural 20. Am I?
Yes, dirty 20.
Okay. Yes.
That'd be great, though. Anyways, oh gosh darn. Well, Calder's here now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I doubt it's gonna do anything because this is a whole entire spirit. No, I'm not gonna do that. You guys might die.
Thanks.
Sorry. June, June's gonna get out of the water, and like put her hand up and kind of scroll. Can she like see the top of like Illyri's feet?
Yeah, you see Illyri's feet in front of you as she's repositioning herself very skillfully. You can tell from the way that she's using her footwork with her sword that she's a trained sword fighter.
Okay, can I see Hawk's feet? Or
Yes.
is he too... Okay.
Yeah, and you don't see any other feet, but you see like a faint glow from this figure. And then Saray is behind you now.
Saray is behind me. Hawk, how many points did you lose? Hit points?
I am at
About 10 down.
Yeah, I'm
10
like,
down? That's
I'm
it?
11 down.
Good. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the water and she's gonna put her shield up and then turn back to Dawdle. And while Dawdle's doing her thing, June's gonna cast Death Ward on Dawdle.
Nice. So you focus your prayer and your connection to your god Sylvanas, and you pray for the protection of Dawdle. Again, you feel the warm rush of nature, and this breeze washes across the room, and everyone for a brief moment smells fresh air and autumn leaves. And if you, Dawdle, drop to 0 hit points from taking damage, you will instead go to 1 hit point.
Nice.
All right. So if anything tries to kill you, you'll have a defense against that. So with that in place, you reposition yourself, you hold your shield up, and you cast a spell. Is there anything else you wish to do, Juniper, before we move on?
I might do a bonus action. Let me check, make sure that it's actually a bonus. It is. Hawk might get hurt, but she's gonna...
When has that ever stopped June before?
Yeah.
Oh, you know me.
I thought it was Hawk's going to get hurt. So
in the heart.
So, both. She's gonna cast Grasping Vine to pick Mofo up and chuck him towards us away from that ghost.
Okay, so you're pulling Hawk out of combat.
Yes. Do I need to roll for that?
Yoink.
Yes, you do. So, well, actually, I think maybe it is saving throw on Hawk's part. I think so. So your bonus action is to do Grasping Vine.
Yeah.
And so Hawk, well, let's just have Hawk make a...
It's a dex save.
Yeah, so dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Good thing I'm great at dexterity, guys.
Oh, this is good for me then.
0.
He said, and no one believed.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, the vines burst up and wrap around Hawk, but Hawk is so enraged that he just rips them out of the ground and they shatter and dissipate.
I'm trying to save you, dude. I'm trying to save you.
All right, that is the end of Juniper's
I'm
turn.
hitting the ghost.
Saray, you see June stand up, and you hear these vines rock.
I don't see anything.
Oh yeah, you don't see
I'm
anything.
blind.
No. You're no longer blind. You're no longer blind. That was just narrative. That was just for a moment.
Well,
It was just a flash.
Maybe I want to be.
Flash of genius.
And this podcast is canceled. Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna die alone. That's
yeah.
That's why we're getting all these 20s.
Because of the
Those
puns?
jokes.
I hope
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
The season finale.
Look, Saray, if you wish to be blind, you can just close your eyes, or you can find another way to blind yourself. However, you are not blinded by MacLeod's flash. You are not blinded by MacLeod's flash of genius.
Saray, have you tried an Oedipus?
Oh my.
I've had characters do worse. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Fuck.
Saray doesn't have a mom. I'm kidding.
They're
That's
fighting.
terrible.
They're fighting and being fighting and stuff and fighting, and now I'm like, fuck. Is there in my recollection of what I know about spirits and ghosts, can they be touched? Like, can you grapple a ghost? Can you hold a ghost down? Can you?
I'll tell you what. Make an investigation roll. That's a 1. Not a natural 1, but a 1. All right. So
the podcast can't see it, but everyone's face just did the face palm.
We need that 20 now.
Like, fuck.
I thought it was a 20.
No.
Here's what you
Very
think.
much not.
You remember your training, and it's a blur in this moment. You're somewhat actually traumatized. You remember the mountain, Saray. And you remember those hooded forms that had led you down the long, well-appointed corridor of that place. It is very clean but Spartan. It was left without much adornment. The walls were finely crafted, but there was no excessive artistry to the place. It was perfunctory, and it had a utilitarian but well-made engineering behind it. And you remember the doors that they led you through, the tall double doors that were slightly pointed because of the strange nature of this place, the cultural aspects from all across Tabir Turel that had affected its creation, having been created by individuals that were scattered across all of the realms. Your masters were not from any one place. That was not their purpose. Their purpose was to shape the fate of the world. You are everyone and no one. You recall the saying that had been drilled into you and the other apprentices. The long days of training. And here, the hands had taken you and locked you into Shar's Remembrance, which was a room that had been made from a dark onyx material and had a mirrored surface. And you were locked in this chamber, and you sat here for 3 days without food or water, with the light of a single candle to keep you company.
Is this like the Dune thing, like the box?
And the black candle burnt, and when it was dead, your training in this matter was complete. And as you're sitting there, cross-legged, meditating in this room, Shar's Remembrance, the candle is flickering and burning, and the glint of the onyx around you has spirits that seem to be trapped within the glass, moving around you constantly, as if a school of shark were waiting, having sensed blood in the water. circling around you in this room. Make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm having a very intense flashback during a very serious battle. Wisdom? Okay, at least I have a +2 there. Fuck. Okay, 11.
The candle flickers, and in your memory of this time, you remember that the spirits no longer felt as if they were behind glass, but in the room with you. You don't know how much time you've been here. You've lost track of that in the darkness. And now the spirits are here with you in this space. And you know that they are sentient beings, spirits that have been trapped between the planes. And as you gather yourself, the flicker of that flame turns into the flame of Hawk's blade, the green flame blade, as he stands fighting the spirit. And you know that these are strong, powerful, negative energy creatures, and that if you truly wish to harm them, you would use and harness the power of divine light. All right, so what do you want to do with all that information?
Well, I know nothing of divine light. I know everything else. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to position myself behind the spirit, not like directly behind, kind of lurking in the shadow behind the spirit. So that way if something happens and Hawk or June need backup, or anyone else needs to be like protected or whatever, I see it happening and I can hopefully react as soon as possible. I'm just gonna hold.
So you're repositioning yourself. That's not a hold, but you're ready if you have a reaction to attack.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, so that is the end of Saray's turn. We're gonna go over to MacLeod. MacLeod, Saray kind of gets a faraway look. Oh, you can't really tell, you're in the water. Never mind. Make a Constitution saving throw, please, my friend.
I should be good at cons. Oh.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, come on.
The opposite direction we want to be in.
We're so F now.
Aye. The coin flips.
Where all of us at least roll 1 nat 1.
You're standing there and you're like, we've got it, Thayan, you know, like you've got it figured out, and immediately this waft kicks up off of the cesspool around you, and you double over wretched.
I'd say when Doddle like nudges MacLeod, she nudges him like right in a spot that makes him kind of topple over, and like a bit just like goes in his mouth, and he's like, like
and it
falls in like a bit too much.
It's not liquid, it's like thick. Like there's some chunk in there.
That's it. A bit doesn't even go in his mouth, but if it's water, it would have. It's just that thick that it's just like there, and is way too slow, and then he's like this, and then he's like almost throws up and just can't concentrate on anything.
The only thing that you can do, MacLeod, this round is move at half your speed, and you are deeply ill as you are vomiting. So if you wish to charge either out of or away from the muck, you may. If you wish to stand your ground, you may, but you are unable to do anything other than retch.
He's waiting. He's gonna try. I wanted to use my help action to I wanted to give Doddle the help action to try and decode. But he's retching too much. But he's determined to do it. He's determined that he's like, no, this is what I've said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit here and do this.
Okay, so you're gonna power through. So you just have to regain yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he's trying to do.
Hawk, you hear horrid retching off somewhere in the distance, but you are currently engaged with this apparition. Tell me, what are you doing?
So these vines basically, like, I can tell Juniper's like, hey, Hawk, you should move. I'm like, nope, I ripped them out. And I'm going to try and attack the ghost again with my green flame blade, and if I connect, divine smite it.
Okay, well, go ahead and roll to strike. So you do strike.
All right, so that's 13. Then the green flame blade is 4 damage, so that's 17. It's also +8 instead of a +5, so I'm just gonna roll it on here actually, so it'll be easier.
Please do.
Yeah, so it's 2d6 +5, and I re-roll the ones.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's not.
Do I keep the one then?
You keep it after you. Well, I mean, I don't know. I play Warhammer 40k, so when you re-roll a one.
Warhammer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna re-roll.
When you re-roll
sorry, I'm gonna keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you re-roll something and it's whatever that number is, usually that's what it is. So,
yeah.
Bad luck on the strike. So you do some damage.
Yeah, so that's 6 then +8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 14.
Still like not inconsiderable, you know.
Yeah. And then my green flame blade is another 4, so that's 18. And then I'm gonna divine smite it, and I looked up and I get an extra 1d8 for attacks against the undead.
Yes. So go ahead and roll your damage for the smite.
So that's a 2nd level smite, because I'm gonna use my last pack slot. And that's going to be 4d8. So
this is on a bad strike for Hawk.
Yeah, this is a bad hit for me. So that's 19.
Okay, so it is 19 plus, what did you get, 14 or 16?
14.
Okay, so that's 33 points of damage on a bad strike. So Hawk just swings this flaming blade forward, and the ghost is like cut in twain, sternum to the top of her face, and it just like the blade slashes through her, and you can actually see that the tendrils of smoke and mist that hold her apart kind of open and are full of gaps. And she's crying, like wraps herself up and almost like falls to the ground from the strike, holding on to her head.
No, you will not. I will remember.
As she continues to wail and shriek, she seems to be holding herself together, even though she has been very grievously harmed by this attack. You do not think that she could withstand another of those attacks, but you're not certain. Is there anything else you want to do, Hawk?
I think that's all I can.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, move.
I can bonus. Well, I'm not going to use my Java anonymity on it.
Can you use a bonus after you've used all of that? I think that your bonus was already attached to the attack when you used.
I think it was. Yeah. So perfect.
Yeah, so that's it. But you could move, and I trust that you're not moving. You're not backing down?
Nope.
Okay.
This guy's going to the afterlife.
So she looks up at you, Hawk, now fully and utterly enraged. Make a wisdom saving throw, please. As like her face is even more horrifying now that it's like falling apart. You can see much more skull. That's a natural 1.
God damn. Oh no.
Good lord, what happened to us?
There's no in-betweens with my character.
The pendulum has swung. All right, so that's real bad. You have got to roll, you got a 17, so you didn't get 2 natural 1s in a row. However, you have just critically failed this.
Oh no.
You're gonna be an old person, I think.
No, you've already resisted that, and it can't occur to you again once you've resisted it. So what does happen, though, is the wash of terror that you feel freezes you in place as it reignites within you. You normally wouldn't be, but because of the natural 1, you're frozen in place. You'll have to break this next round to be able to do anything. And you do take some damage from her visage. Okay, so you take 12 points of damage, and it is necrotic. So you take half of that if you are resistant.
Awesome. Well, not awesome, but oof.
That is just on her look. She still can't do the other thing. and she then reaches towards you, desperately grabbing towards you, trying to grapple you again, and she rolls a natural 1.
Holy crap!
Everyone.
So
everyone.
She just is so damaged by this spiritual attack that you've leveled upon her that she kind of reaches out and almost drunkenly swats at you, and she's on like ghostly floating. It's as if she's on her hands and knees, and she's like reaching at her throat as if she cannot breathe.
Holy crap.
And that's the end of her round. You took some damage because of how terrifying she is, but that's it.
Hey, fellas, if looks could kill, am I right? I'm gonna die alone.
It's just heard off in the deep tunnels.
I'm gonna bring 3 more ghosts out to deal with that joke.
I take my own psychic damage. I personally take 4 points of psychic
I mean, hopefully that joke is going to give us another 20. That's the dream.
You know, the dream. Yeah, we have different dreams. So, Illyri, it is your turn at the end of the round. What would you like to do?
How's the translating going over there?
My love. Really hoping the next word is like petunia or something.
Illyri runs over to Hawk and just like tries to like help him up a little bit, but also like pull him back away from this creature or this ghost, because she doesn't want to see him get hurt. Mm-hmm. Not that she cares, but really she can hear little coinage in his pocket just falling to the floor. And
you're protecting his coin purse.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So can I just protect that?
You okay? Yes, you can. So
I'm going to protect him.
The thing about this is that you are now standing in Hawk's square, so you get all those bonus actions, all those reactions. Is there anything that you wish to do to attack the spirit while it stands there? You can still perform a normal action and still have all of those bonuses to be able to defend Hawk if anything attacks.
That ghost looks like a hot mess on its own, so I think Illyri is just going to like just assist Hawk in standing back.
You have sympathy for this creature, so you're not going to attack. Okay. So
no, I stabbed it.
Well, yeah, it was a stabbing of concern. So you are done then, and your action is done, which brings us back to the top of the round. Old Man Calder in the water. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, sir.
Yup.
You feel still kind of ill, but you're fine. So you're not, the second round, it seems to have lessened a little. You're not like vomiting on yourself, but you definitely feel these waves of nausea. But you're able to attack and move and do whatever you like normally. Tell me what you'd like to do, Calder.
Well, it looks like kind of normal hits are hitting this ghost, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Make an intelligence roll for me. Or an arcana check. Make an arcana check.
Oh, Christ.
It's a 4.
Appropriate.
Yeah, you think
not a magical boy.
You think normal hits are fine. They're hitting it and it's getting hurt, so must be fine.
Right. Oh God. I want to hit it, but I also never want to look at it again. Jeez. How's MacLeod looking?
MacLeod is vomiting into the water next to you violently.
Yeah. He's throwing up, but aside from that, he has no cuts, no scrapes. Just very ill.
What if I just, no, because you have business there. You want to help Dawdle with stuff, right? But I don't know that.
You don't know that.
I don't.
I mean, you could suss it out if you figure out that Dawdle is doing some sort of like academic work, which it does seem like she's trying desperately to read something. So you could see that you're
right.
a swishy pirate boy, but you're no fool.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry. Swishy pirate man.
I think that Cal would like to maybe hold an attack for if this ghosty thing attacks either MacLeod or Dawdle.
Okay, yeah. So because you've not done anything at all, you can completely hold your action in the initiative round. So we'll see what happens after the ghost attacks. Okay.
Okay.
So moving past our friend Calder, we're going to Doddle. Doddle, you want to do anything else while you're reading?
Nope. Just reading.
My heart.
Oh my god. Rule of thirds. There's gonna be another my something. Shit.
You do think you now know the word "my" in Than?
Yeah. Could I not just skip? Oh my god. It's the same word. Fuck it.
You have more words in front of you. It's going to take a couple more rounds to get through them all. So you now have 4 words. All right. Okay. Moving past that round, Juniper, and technically, Doddle, I will say, you're not doing anything. So you also, if you choose to break this, you could do anything you wanted at any point. So if you want to jump out of initiative order, I'll allow it, since really you're just reading.
Nah, I'm gonna let my friends handle the ghost. I'm focusing on the matter at hand.
Yeah, I'm just putting it on the table. You can still make that choice at any point. You don't need to make any choice right now. It's just there on the table if you decide that you need to. Juniper.
All right. Well, with her like hands just kind of covering her face, she's gonna, again, looking at feet here, she's gonna be like, all right, Sacred Flame on Miss Ghosty Boo.
All right. You're going to cast Sacred Flame.
I guess.
So immediately this flame dances between your fingers and you focus your divine energy and you reach out, and I need to roll a dexterity saving throw, which she succeeds.
Darn.
I don't know how she succeeded it. She definitely does succeed, though. She takes no damage as this flame licks across her and it washes over her. Yeah, it's ineffective. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, you blast with this flame. The figure is still wailing. It doesn't seem to have any effect as the flame dissipates very quickly. You think that maybe the negative energy that's washing out of her quelled it much too quickly, like snuffing a candle. Saray, you're now up.
Okay, so I see the ghost kind of go for like enact its like choking.
Yes.
Do I see that? Okay, when I see that, I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together, and hopefully it makes 4. And I'm going to look at the water, and then look at the ghost, and then I'm going to approach the fountain, and it's murky and gross, right? You can't really see into it.
Yes.
I'm gonna go into the fountain.
You step into the fountain.
And I'm going to put my hands down into the water and see if I feel the body.
Roll a d20. We'll call this an investigation roll.
Do you want me to roll for investigation?
Just roll an investigation. I was going to have you just roll a d20, but I'll have you roll investigation. You can roll with an advantage. You got to... okay, so you have an advantage. Roll. That's 1. Now.
Oh my god.
Fuck me! It's a 6 and a 7! Why can't I roll well?
Okay, listen.
We lost you.
Okay, listen to me, Saray. I'm giving you an inspiration because of the intelligence of that action. So you have an inspiration for the future. However, you are desperately searching in the water.
It's a big fountain. It's a big fountain.
It's a big fountain.
And it's gross and murky,
right.
and there's algae, and there's who knows what the fuck else in here, and it smells disgusting. So it's going to take me a bit.
Right. I just need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Watch, this is where I get the nat 20.
That's fine. We'll
What?
take the nat
You
20
do.
here. We'll take the nat 20 here. It's
You
aight,
should
it's aight.
take any nat 20s that you can get. This is not.
Constitution?
This is not where you
Oh
want a
man,
natural
and I have
one.
no bonus on this.
Yeah, you don't want a natural one here.
Oh,
That's a natural
oh, my god!
Shut the fuck up!
King Way.
Oh my god!
Yes!
Oh my god! Wait, does
shit
this make
right
all of us
there.
now?
Run us our check, Nox.
It's time to pay.
All right, I'll pay up. I'll pay up.
Party. No, meat pie party!
For the audience,
Everyone gets a meat pie.
Everyone gets meat pies.
Okay, let's settle down. So yes, as was being said, the natural 20 prophecy has been completed, and everyone at the table has rolled a natural 20 this session, which means that I will give you some small narrative bonus. The first thing that I will say is that you will never be sickened by this fountain, just like Doddle. You are unaffected by it for whatever reason. Your stomach is unturned by it. You have trained around some disgusting, horrible things, so you find your mental focus and you immediately start plunging around. At first you think you're in the wrong part of the fountain as your hand reaches clumsily across the stone and gouts of this disgusting, filthy water wash across you. And as you're about to give up your search, your hand lights across something. It's like mossy tendrils that rake themselves slowly across your hand, and you realize in a moment that it's hair. Your hand then lights upon a thin, frail, skeletal figure, and you embrace the corpse of the spirit as you pull her from the muck at the bottom of the fountain. Her form emerges as Saray, cradling this desiccated corpse, rises up out of the fountain. And you see long, mucky hair and the empty eye sockets and silent scream of the spirit that is tormented behind you. You have retrieved the corpse of the spirit. That is the end of your round, Saray, and you are standing in the middle of this fountain now, cradling this body.
I look at the cat.
It just pleased. The one kind of good eye, the other empty socket, is looking at you, and you don't think cats can smile, but you can't help but feel that this cat is smiling at you as its tail, sitting on the ledge of the fountain, is batting back and forth, like slow snake-like motions, as if it is being scratched across its back. It couldn't be more pleased right now. And even though you can't hear it, you know that it's purring. All right, so that is Saray's turn. MacLeod, make a Constitution saving throw as you look over and you see all of this happening.
Nat 20.
Get the F out of town.
No.
Oh,
What?
All right, do it again. Let's see how broken Roll20 is tonight. It's at 11. Yeah. So, okay, MacLeod, you will never be sickened by this fountain again. You have analyzed why you find this so disgusting, and you realize that the water is tainted, and that the rot inside of it is repulsive. But somewhere in your mind, you analyze it as a bit of an experiment, something to endure so that you may get to the science behind all of it. And with that, you steel yourself and your stomach, and you have all of your actions. You are free to do whatever you like. Tell me what MacLeod does now. We have a new role player at the table here.
Yeah.
Roll to be cute. You got a nat 20.
MacLeod, tell me about what you're doing. You do see that Saray has uncovered a part of this somehow in revealing that this corpse. You have no question about it. This is the woman. That you can't tell from the dress because it's brown and covered in this gunk. But there's no doubt that this woman is in fact here, and most likely died here.
It's sopping wet, right? The bones?
Yes.
Like with thick, yeah.
It's as if it were covered in mud and grime. It's certainly a mummified corpse, but because there is flesh on it, it's not just a skeleton. It's a mummified corpse. But you think that the muck and grime has actually preserved it past the point where it should be, But she is there.
I don't know if I can help that much with the wording.
If you wish to give the assist action to Doddle, I will expedite her translation.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna do that. Not like this. His logical brain is like, right, I can either hit that and I can do some proper damage, or I can try to figure out how to, I can burn that, and I know I can because I have the pack and I have stuff in it. But I'm not going to be beaten by Doddle on this. I'm going to figure this out, and then he's going to continue to try to translate it just to beat her.
I like how this is not really so much a moral quandary for MacLeod, but rather a contest of intelligence.
Yeah.
This picture's like, no, that word's my, right?
He knows what he should be doing, but completely forgoes it to not be outsmarted by someone giving him lip.
Okay, so go ahead and I'll let you make an investigation check, and we will add assistance to Doddle as you start to kind of break through. 26 definitely succeeds. So that is successful. You are helping Doddle along, even though you do not speak Thayan. You have been familiarized with it, and you start to talk Doddle through some of the repetition that you're able to tell. So even though you can't read it, you see that certain symbols match. That's got to be an A. You're clearly able to point out things like that.
He's very much like I don't need your help, but still listening because you might as well.
As little as you might wish to accept it, Doddle, it is speeding you up because you only have so much focus at any given moment, and having MacLeod focused as well is helping you to speed through this. So that is the end of MacLeod's turn as you turn and focus and help Doddle. Hawk, it is your turn. What would you like to do? The figure is laid out before you. Illyri is defending you, and June has rushed forward to try to affect it, eyes covered. Saray is now standing in the fountain holding a corpse.
All right. Do I make the connection about the body and the ghost?
Make an intelligence roll. We'll leave it to that. If you don't know as a player, we can leave it to fate by having you roll your intelligence. That's a wholly unhelpful roll, as it is very average. You think all this has some greater meaning, you just don't understand it all.
Okay.
They are figuring out something, but you don't know what that is.
All right. Oh, am I still affected by the fear from my natural one from earlier?
You definitely are. So you can make a roll. Actually, you can't do anything else. You got to make that roll, and then you'll be able to attack the following round.
All right.
That's right. That was the only thing that she accomplished.
Let's see.
You are fine with the 23.
Okay. So I just kind of break out of it.
Yeah, you break yourself out of the fear. You'll be able to attack next round. You do try to look around and understand what's going on. You do know that something is being done by your companions. You just don't understand what that is. You don't understand the deeper meaning of all of it because you are kind of lost within the fury of your attack. And so with Hawk's turn over, it is now her turn. And it has been just enough. I think she can do this.
Oh no, but also, oh yes.
The body dissipates in front of all of you.
Body, or like the
the ghostly
ghost,
figure. Saray,
oh fuck.
make a charisma saving throw.
Oh yeah,
Please.
baby. Here's the possession.
Please do
Here it
make the
is.
throw, Saray. Please.
Yeah, I'm possessed.
That is
I'm possessed.
You rolled a 3.
Oh no.
The-
Also, oh yes.
Here's what happens. The body, the spiritual form, dissipates in front of you, and the mist lingers still heavy on the ground. And you all still sense this powerful feeling of negative energy washing across the chamber. And in the water, Saray is holding this corpse, and its head slowly rises and looks you eye to eye, Saray. As the hands reach up and grab you and pull you underwater. Saray and the corpse disappear for a moment. And then only Saray rises out of the water. Her hair has come undone from her braid and is now washed around her, covering her face like a gown. And in this wet, murky mess, the muddy, muck-covered form of Saray rises up like a broken rag doll.
Holy shit.
In Saray's voice, I can't remember her name. And she begins murmuring. Everyone within the range of Saray in the fountain. Anybody outside of the fountain doesn't make this. So Calder, MacLeod, Juniper, and Donald can all make an investigation roll. And I'm going to roll perception. Oh, you're not. So I'm sorry, Juniper. You don't get to make that roll.
Okay.
Another 26.
So, and actually, you got another 26. You and Calder both get advantages on that because you rolled high perceptions.
Oh. Imagine some Samara like ring shit happening right now. Like
I'm into it.
I'm coming out of the well with my hair like fucking everywhere.
I'm in it.
This had
Kill us all.
delightfully ring-like vibes. I love it. I got a 13 with advantage.
Okay, so you got a 13. You hear the muttering. It's a language you don't understand. Okay, that's what you take out of this.
Amazing.
However, MacLeod, you hear the muttering, and you recognize it as Than. And I will wait for Dottle for just a moment here to see if we can't, because very specifically, Dottle has understand or comprehend languages active. So if she succeeds, she will understand what is being said. So we'll just take a quick pause. If anyone wants to take a real quick restroom break or anything like that, you can do it right now.
I'll have an egg.
An egg. It's also just so Nox, you know, it's 4 o'clock. Did anyone have an out time?
We're very close to the end for the day, but we need another 15 minutes probably.
I'm good. I've got.
That's beautiful, by the way, Kaza.
Oh, what?
Kaza did a little art.
Oh. That's
nice. That's okay. It's no bother. We have like 15 minutes left as well. Okay. So I've never fought a. It's officially a ghost, right? Like
It's officially a ghost. There was the fear that it might be a banshee because of all of the crying.
And it's a lady.
And
or presumably a lady.
Yeah, I mean, I live in with our world anyway, this version of the Forgotten Realms, banshees are not gender specific. It's more about how they enact their wailing. The thing that does is required for a banshee is that it was an elf in life.
Ah.
All right, let's punch some ghosts.
Oh, that explains. Oh, Mike, I thought you had ramen, and I was like, you were sipping a cup of ramen. I feel that.
They actually do have a male. I just looked it up because I was like, I think there are male banshees, and they're called banhees.
That's so
wow.
dumb.
I hope
love
that's a
that.
joke, and no, they're called banshees.
Age me the rest of the way. I'm ready.
All right. Hey. Okay. So. Okay. What do you remember last? Because you need to know. This was in.
MacLeod gave me inspiration so that I could read faster.
Okay. So Hawk was facing down the spirit, and then the spirit dissipated, and from behind you, you're still studying, so you don't know what's going on. There's some splashing, and you hear Saray's voice. I can't remember her name.
Ooh, bad sign. Not good.
And there's some whispering. So I've made a perception check for you. You get to make an investigation check with an advantage. And that will determine how much of this whispering you actually suss out. Because it's very low.
Ooh, maybe good time to use that inspiration, but I don't think it would do much good. Nope, we're not gonna use it, but that's a 7.
You do have an you do have an advantage, so you're gonna roll twice.
I have an advantage?
Yeah, the advantage is because of your perception check was high.
Nice.
And since I roll your perception for you, it was high enough that you get the advantage.
That's 21.
Okay, so you don't need a bonus for that. You don't hear it all. So you do, because this is like barely audible whispering, and there's a lot going on in the room around you. So the difficulty is very high for that roll. However, you got enough so that you do understand bits and pieces of it. And what you immediately understand is that this whisper is in Thayan. This is in the same language that you are currently translating. And so this is what you get. You don't hear it all. It kind of waves in and out. When day, night, sun, pass, way. And you do feel like there is a phrase there somewhere, but you would have to either focus on it or you'd have to do something else to get a better sense to be able to hear it better so that you could hear the whole thing. Okay. So that is the entire action for the spirit. Illyri, you are now up. All of this is happening around you. Yes, and you have you're standing next to Hawk, who is now enraged and fighting nothing.
Hey, buddy, just like you're gonna want to calm down a little bit. I think the group over there is handling it.
Are you performing vicious mockery on Hawk?
Can I? No.
I mean, you could, but yeah.
PvP.
Maybe she thinks that perhaps Illyri is like, maybe if I talk to him, charm him a little bit, he'll calm down while the others figure it out.
Okay, so you're still defending Hawk's general area. So anyone who's in that range, which would be either Juniper or Hawk, will be defended if you get attacked again. Is there any spell or any action that you wish to enact this round?
What do I see around me?
Well, you see that Doddle is still inside the fountain. You see now there was a splash, and you witness Saray being pulled under the water by the corpse. And then she rises up, and she's covered in water. Her hair has become unfurled from her braid and is now flowing in front of her face as she's covered in this muck, standing like a broken ragdoll in the middle of the fountain.
Hawk, you might want to see this. And I just kind of want to, if he's okay with it, just kind of position him over there.
Just do the whole.
If he is enraged and that's going to be a threat for my immediate next few minutes, perhaps these two things will solve itself.
Absolutely. You do have 2 slots of your first level spells left. And I would point out, and you don't have to do this, but you could confer heroism onto Hawk. in doing that action. I think it would make sense from a roleplay standpoint. And so if you do that, you spend one of your spell slots, and you immediately imbue Hawk with the inability to be frightened again, and you give him temporary hit points.
I would like to do this.
Okay. So Hawk, you gain a +4 hit points over your top hit points, and you cannot be frightened for the remainder of the spell.
Oh, I'm gonna do some fun shit.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's 1 temp hit point.
Yay!
Illyri, you still have all your defensive skills, so if anything attacks either June or Hawk, you will be able to react.
Or the coin purse, right?
Or for the coin purse, yes. And if they die, you're free to take that and run with it. Calder, it is the top of the round, and you are in the sludge. You've witnessed Saray and the this possession. As Saray now rises up out of the water, is saying things and muttering, and is sort of standing there like a broken rag doll.
Where's the juicy skeleton?
In the water.
All right. I think I'm gonna look for the juicy skeleton.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Please.
You have yet to roll a natural. You're the only person in the fountain who hasn't rolled a natural 20 in it.
It's like the Fountain of Youth, but it's gross and it gives you 20s.
Okay.
That was not good. It was not good. Wait, can I use luck? Can I try that again?
Yes.
I haven't used any luck.
You should start using
Oh, you should have been using that for a while.
Old.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I think you only had 2 uses of luck left, but you did have luck. You have 2 uses of it. I think you did use 1 last session coming into this room, but you have now 1 use left over if you wish to re-roll that.
I do not recall using it that much.
I'm happy for you to have all 3 then, so go ahead and use them. It's benefit of being old is that you. Oh man.
Also
well,
Oh no.
that's worse. It's not. Yeah.
Woof.
Luck works both ways. That's a 5. So here's the thing. So you could now. I would allow you to use another luck if you wish to keep rolling, but you have 2 luck left.
Yeah. Well, I guess. What's another puke? Let's
Okay,
let's
so
go.
you are sick. The only thing that you can do is root around for the skeleton, the corpse.
Yeah.
And that's all that you can do. And you are ill. So you can't move or anything like that. You just kind of like brace yourself. You start vomiting and you kind of dunk down into the water and start grabbing at things.
Cool.
Now make an investigation roll.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
This might be where you want to use more luck. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's happening to me?
Oh no, old Calder.
All of your powers.
Luck of youth has been sapped away from you.
Oh man.
Do you? Okay, so that's a 3. Do you wish to go again?
I do. Yes. Oh boy. I'm gonna. Oh, what was it? Investigation.
Yes. You can re-roll that with the use of second use of.
Oh.
So you have rolled a 4.
I can't believe.
And so listen, if you were playing poker, that would almost be a full straight, because you rolled 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you had 20 uses of luck, we might be getting somewhere. You do not find the corpse.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, my friend.
Yeah.
You are sloshing around in this sick water, vomiting, and your beard now is like covered in both this gunk and your own vomit. And it is really, really problematic for you. You are trapped within a gnarly nightmare.
I should have stayed in the crypt.
Yeah, you should have stayed in the crypt, my friend.
This problematic sludge water.
So that is Calder. Donald, behind you, you start to understand more of the language, but then you just start hearing Calder's retching. And you can't, Calder's retching is drowning out the sound of the whispering. So you are studying. MacLeod is helping you. And with that assistance, my love, my heart, forever, Anise Winterhold.
I just shout out.
Okay, so you turn and you scream, Anise Winterhold. Saray.
Oh.
Ah.
You're back there. You're in the room. And the black candle is running lower and lower, and its flame is flickering, and the shadows are dancing around. And the spirits are moving like torrents of water, rushing around you like a cyclone. Then a figure slowly walks out. It's the Manticore.
What do you want, Master?
I don't want anything. I don't know why I'm here.
Everyone wants something, and you know why you're here.
Saray, you are sitting there in the darkness, and as it starts to flicker, the candle light goes out, and everything goes dark. And as it's dark, all you hear is the purring of the cat sitting on the edge of the fountain. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Well, there goes the Nat 20 special. Thank you, everyone.
Holy crap.
Thank you guys for rolling nat 20s. That's the best birthday gift I could have asked for.
Piper,
The dice gods were blessing us.
Hey, Burns, that was for you. Yeah? All those Nat 20s, that was for you.
That was for you.
That was for you.
That was great.
I'm sorry, I'll have to get you
Tremendous
something
amount
else.
of guilt. Ran into this room and got this poor kid aged to 40.
We're gonna fix that.
Hey, but like the corpse though.
Oh no, we're gonna have to take Calder to a church.
Within 24 hours.
Yep. Looks like we're
No.
emerging for those meat pies real soon.
Yeah.
Please,
So, yeah, I'm not gonna conceal any of that information. Enough kind of like research was rolled on it. Yeah, you have 24 hours before your age is permanently increased to 41 or 2 or wherever you're at.
You guys, I don't want to play a 40-year-old man.
Well, no, don't worry, hon. We'll save you. We'll figure it out.